You already know what it is. Live, uncut.
All right, people. All right, y'all know what it is. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is your boy Martin G. Johnson, aka the Crime Chaser, live, uncut. We got a wonderful show today. We're gonna call this show Politics 101. That's exactly what we're going to call it. We got a couple of call-in guests, and I want to tell all my guests, those that call in, you got like a 2-minute limit, and I'm gonna let you know when your 2 minutes are up. And then we're good, and we're going to talk. You're going to stay on the panel. You don't have to speak and be done, one and done. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay focused. We're going to respect each other's opinion because we all may not agree with each other. So, and you know how politics is. They always say politics and religion. And those are two things that we can never come into agreement with, but we need to talk about it. Right now, our city is in crisis, and I'm talking from a Black person point of view. We need help. And if we're going to have somebody leave this city, our interest as Black men and women or African men or whatever you guys prefer to call yourselves, some folks don't like to be called Black. That's how it is. But this is live, uncut, unedited, people. And we want to do what's right. We're going to make it happen, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I want to appreciate my Facebook family. I want to appreciate my YouTube family. They're here tonight. They're coming in. And do me a favor, guys. Share this video. This is live, uncut, unedited. And listen, people, we're going to tell the truth and what?
Tell the truth. And shame the devil.
That's what we're going to do, people. We don't know nothing else. And we're going to love being.
Love being Black.
I do. I don't know about you, but I love being Black. I tell you, I didn't have a choice of matter of it. God designed me this way, so I have to love who I am. That's what I have to do. So I got a lot of callers that's calling in. I got one guest already waiting on. I'm expecting 3 more guests. So I think we're going to have 2 ladies and 2 men on the panel tonight. So I'm glad you guys here. I could be a lot of places right now, but I decided to come here and sit and talk. So people, please share this video. Share it. I should have left it untitled because it shares more when I leave it untitled. So I'm going to share it on my page, and I want you guys to share it also as well. Share the page. Only one person shared this page. Only one person. Come on in, people. Come on in. I may holler out some names as usual. I love being Black. Listen. Listen. This is election time. All right. Let me holler to some of my people. And Jewel, what's going on? I see you. I see you. Miss Beasley, I see you. I see you, Miss Beasley. I see you. What's that? That's Taisha Williams. I see you. Denise. I see you, Denise. I see you. I see you. Is that Michelle? Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Michelle Phillips. Buford. Phelps, I'm sorry. All right. All right. Monique, I see you. My son, 14-year-old, was assaulted by 2 grown men. I think you sent me that thing. I had to look more into it. Michael Rogers, my brother, I see you. Modesta Otis, I see you. That's Donnell Hill, I see you. I see you. My dear sister, if you got any type of footage of that of assault with the police, let me know. I'm gonna get back with you because I know you did reach out to me. You did reach out to me, and I want to respond. I've been so busy. I promise you, it's just only one of me. It's not like I have a whole organization. I do have to work. I do have to eat. I do have to pay bills, but I try to balance my time, giving back to the community, letting the community know what's going on. All right. Do me a favor, people. Please share this video. Share it. We're going to say some important things. We might say some things that you don't like. We might say some things that you may not even agree with. But still let's respect each other, one another's opinion. That's how we're going to do that. I know I got another call on here, 7202. Who are you? 7202. Who are you calling?
This is Sister Doris.
Hey, Sister Doris, I'm waiting on the rest of us call. I'm waiting on us to call. All right. All right.
Okay.
This is Live Uncut. We're going to have a beautiful show tonight. And this is where we're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Angelina Livingston, how you doing? How you doing? Diana Gangs, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I have, let me pronounce it right. Let me open up this screen a little bit more because this screen is so small. Viewer, yeah. All right. Let me open up my screen so I can see better. All right. Sister Doris, all right. All right, Sister Doris ain't no punk, boy. I tell you, it's the real deal. She ain't no punk, boy. She's a pistol. She's definitely a pistol. Lewis Ramsey, I see you. Tavina Fields, I see you. Tiffany Wilson, I see you. How you doing, Tiffany? All right. Angeline Livingston, I see you. Diana Gangs, I see you. Is that Donnell Hill? I see you. I see you. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm waiting on a few more guests to call in. I got Brother George Blakemore is coming in. I got Sister Erica coming in. Deborah, I see you all the way from Wisconsin. Make sure you guys share this video. I'm tired of, and I'm not going to let you guys run my blood pressure up tonight. I'm going to sit back and relax. I'm not going to let you, Sister Doris, they did it to me 2 nights in a row. Listen, my blood pressure is under control. One thing about it, I take care of my health, and I ain't going to let nobody take me out of here. I tell you, not at all. It ain't going to happen. Not at all. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. All right. All right. I just had a caller came in too. Caller 9884. Who are you, caller? 9884. Last 4 digits. Hey, caller. 9884. Caller.
Brother Martin, I don't know who that is, but this is Sister Erica.
I see you. Okay, I see you, Sister Erica. Okay, we got a couple more people. I had another brother on here too. He was calling. Somebody else invited him on, but all right. This is how we're gonna work today, Sister Erica. We all gonna give everybody 2 minutes to say whatever you're going to say. Then I'm not gonna boot you off, but you're gonna continue. Now, my special guests, they're gonna have priority over the call-ins. I just want to make that clear. I want to make that clear. So this is how we're going to work today. This is how we're going to do things. We're going to do things. This is the way we're going to do things. Okay. Just want to let the people know. Let you guys know this is how we're going to do things. So we're going to get started. And let me see who I'm going to start for. Sister Erica. Let's start with you. Let's start with you. Take us to the promised land. Come on, Sister Erica. Come on, Sister Erica. Talk to us.
Yes, sir. The first thing I want to say is praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. Praise Him.
Bully on the 5th floor is no longer there no more. Lori Lightfoot is out.
All right.
We have accomplished our goal. Although Roger Sawyer didn't go in as him being the only person that signed the contract with Black Chicago, he didn't win, but we still got to win because Lori Lightfoot is out of there.
Okay.
That's the first thing I want to say. And all of Chicago should be happy about that.
Okay.
So I just want to bag it up with this. I want everybody to know to please keep in mind that neither Brandon Johnson nor Paul Vallis was willing to sign the contract with Black Chicago. So at this point, we should not take neither one of them seriously, family. Neither one of them can we dedicate ourselves to until they sign on the dotted line and say what they are willing to do for the Black community.
Okay.
You know, I don't care what community activist is getting before you, holding press conferences and saying we should vote for Vallis or we should vote for Brandon. No, we're not going by their words because we already know that these people come before us and they say one thing and they do another. We need them to sign on the dotted line and commit to doing something for Black people, you know? And number 3, there are going to be some of influential Black activists out of Chicago, as I just stated, that's going to come before us and try and sell these people to us. And the reason why they're going to do that is because they are taking backdoor deals, under the table deals, and they're worried about their own individual salvation or the salvation of their individual organization. We can't listen to them. We can't listen to them. And a lot of these same people that I'm talking about are people that was going against Lightfoot up until this election time. And now all of a sudden when election time came about, they want to come before our people and say, oh, Lori is the best candidate. Although Lori Lightfoot is pushing pedophilia in the Chicago public school system, along with J.B. Pritzker, in which a lot of our people don't even have a clue about this, that they're teaching our children from kindergarten on to 12th grade about anal sex, oral sex, cross-dressing, homosexuality. They teaching about condoms and butt plugs and all these other immoral things, abortions and all of these things. Black people don't even have a clue of what's going on in these public schools. And family, I'm telling you right now, tomorrow, go up to your children's school to see if your children are being implemented in this immoral agenda that J.B. Pritzker and Lori Lightfoot has been pushing. They are literally trying to normalize and legalize pedophilia in the Chicago public school system.
Hold it right there.
Taking our children.
Sister Erica, hold it right there. You went over 2 minutes, and we try to. You can't get it all out right there. You gonna have another turn. I'm gonna go to Sister Doris. Sister Doris. Actually, I had a brother on before Sister Doris, but go ahead, Sister Doris. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're next.
Well, Martin, I want to thank you for having me on again. And I want to thank the family for tuning in. Not only did we have one win, we had 2 wins. And the win that I'm referring to is the fact that we put together a contract for Black Chicago 2023. Contract with Black Chicago 2023. And what we did in this, what we said in this contract is that Black voters, as Black voters, we can no longer continue to allow politicians, Black, white, or otherwise, come before us and we not have an agenda for them stating and saying what we want and what we need. So we were able, we put this together. We had a forum. Alderman Sawyer and Alderman King were the only 2 who came out to speak before the forum. Alderman Sawyer signed the contract, and that is why we went with Sawyer, Alderman Sawyer, because as a group, we decided whoever signed the contract, that's the person we're going to go for, or they will be the people we will push. Every other candidate was given a copy of this contract, but there were the only 2 who appeared. Alderman Sawyer was the only one who signed it, and we had a very nice turnout. It was over 100 and some people, and at most of these forums that they had around the city, they didn't do that much better. And so people had an opportunity to see what a contract is and what we should ask for, and not continue to allow these people to come before us and just tell us, just say anything. Because when they go to other communities, they go to those communities expecting these people to expect something from them. But when they come to our community, they tell us what they're going to do. No, it's time out for that. It's time out for that. And with this contract, we're going to use this contract going forward. But what we're going to ask the community, you may have some things that you of most need to you in your community. What's going on in my community, I may not need the same thing that's going on in your community. So we hope that you will put this in the chat, and then we can add this to this contract. Don't ever. Time is out. We can no longer afford to allow politicians to come into our communities, come into our organizations, come into our churches, and just run off at the mouth. It is time for us to get tangibles, and we can tell them what these tangibles have to be if they're going to get our vote. So with this contract is very important. So that was a big win. And as I said, we're going to listen to the community tonight. We want to hear what you have to say, and we can incorporate your concerns, your needs in terms of what you need in your community. We can put it into this contract.
Thank you.
I look forward to this wonderful dialogue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I believe it's Mr. William K. Crosby. I think that's 9884. He was the first caller. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited. Are you there?
How you doing there, brother?
How you doing? All right. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
All right. Okay. I just want to say that first time I've ever heard of a contract for the Black community, because only 100 people, and so I believe those sisters were trying to work in our behalf as the community. But I think that the problem that we have with most political situations is that we have no organization. And so no matter who gets in office, it's clear that the Toya people didn't have any organization because they only got 1% of the vote. So that shows that they had no people in the street. And politics, as my teacher, Ralph Metcalf, taught me, I'm an elder, I'm 70 years old. When I first got involved with politics, he always said it's hardball. And so Harold Washington wrote the same thing, it's hardball. And so if you're gonna win an election and be able to dictate what you want to see happen, you have to be having workers in the streets. And what I noticed is that most people have ran campaigns for the last 30 years with no workers and no money. You can't run a campaign without workers and money. And so we have to be able to understand real clearly. I heard him talk about the pedophilias in the school, but that started under Paul Ballard. I don't know where they were for the last when Paul Ballard was there, but Paul Ballard was the one who introduced that to public school system. Since he helped destroy the black public schools. Can you imagine CVS used to have 94 trades? There's no longer a CVS. Dunbar, the students at Dunbar built the house. There's no longer that construction stuff at Dunbar. So when you start talking about why are you the way they are, we're not talking to, all the people I know in their 50s who children out of ones who seem to be making all this havoc because they're not engaging their children. If you've got children 18, 17, 15, you're probably about 45, 50 years old, but you're not engaging your children. You're not giving them any historical analysis of who we are as a people. And so we here now at a very historical point. Lori Ashford's father was that she wasn't from Chicago. He really had no feelings for Chicago. She was brought here by Rahm Emanuel and Dayton. So that was one of the first problems. The second problem is that she didn't engage the black community in terms of economic development. Really, at any time that we only got the contracts, 1% of contracts went to the black community and went to minorities, and we only got 11% of the 1%. So that was the problem with Lori Lightfoot. She didn't know how to generate business into the black community. Okay. And three, if we gotta have a way that people have to take a precinct. They've now made the precincts 1,000 people per precinct. I'm sitting there looking at the numbers that I went down to the board yesterday, and I wanted to get a clear view. In the 19th ward, which is the police ward, 20,000 white police came out and voted. In the black community, they was going to have 67,000 in their wards. Even though we have voted, 1 million people did not vote in Chicago. 1 million, and we're the black community. It's the majority of that 1 million.
Brother Crosby, okay, 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you a chance to talk. Let me just say this real quick. let me say this. I just want to say this real quick, a conjunction what you said. Now, I'm under the impression that we do have, I believe that we have over 500,000 Black registered voters here in the city of Chicago, but I'm under the impression that a lot of those people have moved on, gone to different cities and different states. That's what I want to say there. But I got to go to my next caller. I'm gonna come back to you. I got a couple of more people that I got to hear from, but I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna come back to you. So, bro, just hold on. Good information. Good information. All right. 4703. You're next. Go ahead. Go ahead. 4703.
God bless everybody. That's okay. That's okay. Just wanted to, I've heard everybody, their viewpoint, their opinion, expression, and that's good. And as the gentleman said, the older gentleman said earlier, I did not agree with Eliza because being a part of CPS, I do know that she bullied a lot of the workers during the time the pandemic came. She threatened a lot of people about their jobs. The SEIU union, which is really a thank you union, really did not really come strong, but they did say, listen, you can't send our workers back into the building and there's nothing to do to sit around just to get paid for nothing. And then when the kids started to come back in April, then a lot of the people started, getting sick. I didn't like the bullying that she did. I can say that because I was in the union meeting when she said it. As for Elder Brandon Johnson, I'm going on record to say this. If you don't know him, get to know him. He's a part of my church. No scandal, no junk. He's saved, he's sanctified, and he's filled with the Holy Ghost. Before anybody judge him, get to know the brother. Ask him questions. You want to forum? You want to see where he's at? Go to him. Matter of fact, why don't you come to my faith fellowship meeting on this Monday at 113th and King Drive. Show your face. He'll be there. Don't judge him. Don't criticize him without knowing him. I come to that decision, and he don't know I'm saying it. I'm saying on behalf of his character. I'm speaking integrity. Now, you choose to vote for who you want to, ballot or whatever. But get to know him because he is a Cook County commissioner. He is. He's not a little punk off the street that decided to go run. Before you judge him, go and meet him. Bring your concerns. He's humble. Martin, you had him on the show. Maybe you listen to the show again. Reach out to him. I got his number. Pose the question to me. But don't jump on him without asking who he really is. I speak of that integrity, even if he was not a part of Church of God in Christ and I know him. But he's not a crooked man. Don't place him in the category of thieves and robbers and murderers and homosexuals and adulterers because he's none of that. He's a family man. He believes in God. This would be a marking for us to look at Harold Washington. He started a high mark. That means he's raised the bar high. He raised the bar high. So why not believe in learning the people? That's what we need to do as an African American group. Instead of wanting to put him in the category of everybody else's sins and crimes, give him a chance to talk to the man.
Okay.
He's a grown man.
Right.
Learn. The Bible says, no thing that labor must. No one before you accuse him of things that he has never done.
Hey, all right, Doc, I gave you 3 minutes. Okay, hold on. Going to the next caller. Area code 8843.
Can I give a little rebuttal for her just real quick?
Okay, go ahead. Make it quick, dear. Make it quick. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. The little rebuttal is at no point did anyone slander Brandon Johnson. The only thing that I stated about Brandon Johnson is we presented the contract with Black Chicago to him, and he did not sign on to it in the initial election. No one, I'm not here to tell you, I don't have anything negative that I have found on him yet, and I'm still digging. I am still digging, but if I dig up ballots, I can do a simple Google search, and it's all his negativity, it comes up immediately. But I haven't found anything on Brandon Johnson. But that is not going to get Brandon Johnson elected. He has to do something for Black people. And he has to sign on the dotted line. We're not going for what your mouth says. We're not going for what your mouth says. You us and put your name on this contract and say that you support it. And you are willing to do something for yourself. You can't come before us and mention Cabrini Green, or mention that your father is a reverend, or mention that you're married to a black woman and think that we're going to jump on board. That day is over. You have to sign on the dotted line and make a commitment to black people to change our condition. If you don't do that, you're not getting our vote, period.
Okay. All right. Let me go to area code 843. Come on, caller. Where you calling?
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. Yeah, this is me again. I'm doing great.
Yes.
This is me again. Denise, listen. The bottom line is that we don't have any leaders in this country. The Black Caucus is for the gays, and AACP is for the Jews. We don't have anybody, and anybody that's being voted in the office, they only got so much they can do. If any church have a church and they're running for office, if they're not in the community teaching Black history from where they came from, their ancestors, the things that we was lacking, like coping skill, communication skill, this is a lot of the problem we're having in our whole society, because those skills that we're lacking. But anyway, we don't have anyone, and for those people, those pastors, whatever, Catholic, Methodist, whatever, if they're not teaching Black people that there are gods and how they get in touch with their ancestors, how do their ancestors worship, how do their ancestors protect themselves, how do our ancestors got us this far. We cannot do what the colonizers do. They made the game. They know the rule, and it doesn't matter who get in office, they're gonna pay them to shut up. Matter of fact, I went to one of the county meeting. No, I went to Columbia to a meeting, and this Black lady, she must thought I was Mexican because of my skin. I had a blonde wig. She bent over to me. She said, "You know what they pay me to do?" I said, "What?" She said, "They pay me to go into the Black community and tell them what's going on, and I reported to them, and they pay me." And she was so excited. She was so happy for her position. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So,
Okay. Well, hold it right there. 2 minutes. I'm gonna come back to you, sister. I got 1652. 1652. Come on, caller. Hey, caller.
Good evening, Brother Martin. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Good. Brandon Johnson should be judged. He got to be judged just like you judge Lori Lightfoot. He should be judged. He should be approved, and he will be judged like a tree that bears fruit. Okay, he got to be judged. We're not giving him a pass. I want him to beat Paul Vallis, but he cannot beat Paul Vallis. One strike against him, he's in the pocket of the CTU. CTU is not a plus for him. Understand the entire demographics of Chicago. And then he wants to raise taxes and defund the police. He's going to lose against that white man on that platform. So you can put your head in the sand, and he has to build a coalition, a constituency, not one voting block, not his small, narrow base. The CTU is going to be a stumbling block for him. He has to branch and build a broad coalition. He has to reach across, and he should be judged. What do you mean, don't judge him? Judge him. He's a public servant. He's on the taxpayer's payroll. Judge him. He has to show himself approved. You judge Lori. He ran to run a Black woman out of office. So judge him. I want him to be Paul Vallis, but he's not going to be Paul Vallis until he build a broad coalition, because guess what? This was a very low voter turnout. And guess what? In April, it's going to be even lower. The Black community didn't show up in masses. The Hispanic community didn't show up in masses. We have to register to vote, and then we have to actually go out and vote. This was voters' apathy. This was voters apathy. Now, it took all these black candidates to get to unseat this black woman. Fine. Now, let's see if we can maintain the seat and get Brandon in it. Now, we'll talk. So he, Sanders and everybody else who support him, including me, for him to get his message out there. And for get people to go. It's a good thing to say one thing, but they're not showing up. They didn't show up yesterday. It was voters apathy.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, my brother. You kind of breaking up.
You gotta build a coalition.
You
gotta build a coalition.
okay?
Mayor,
Well,
Mayor,
say something.
Okay. Who's that? Doris? Yeah.
no, that's someone else.
Oh, there's somebody just come in. Who's it? Who is it? Hello? Who's I got another caller.
Who was trying to come in?
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Who's trying to come?
No, but go ahead. I get you. Wait, caller. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. Go, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've said my piece.
Okay.
I wish the brother will win, but he has to build a coalition and broaden his base. And he has to not treat the CTU like he's one of their puppets, because he's going to show enough lose if he does that. He has to know how to be independent.
Okay.
And that's all I got to say.
Okay. All right.
May I respond?
Yeah, you can respond to that, but I got another caller. But go ahead, sister. Go ahead, respond to that. Go. Okay, I'm gonna take this caller real quick. Okay. Hey, caller, 0406. You're live, uncut, unedited. Caller.
Hey, man. Hello.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes, sir. Come on.
Oh, yeah. All I wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? I don't see Brandon bring Paul Valley, because when he got in the race, they showed that Paul Valley had a lead that nobody can beat him. So if you look at this city of Chicago, it's been rigged for years. And this election was rigged. I don't even see Paul Valley get it to the top. And everybody talking about they glad Lori Lightfoot gone. It wasn't us that took Lori Lightfoot out. It was the white people that took her out because she wasn't doing her job. When stuff started happening downtown in the north side, they like, we got to get rid of her. But that's tough people. I don't see Brandon beating Paul Valley because they put him in that position to win. And why would they put anybody besides this guy who had like 20% inside Paul Valley, doing Paul Valley was going to win a whole election?
Well, brother, let me say something. Hold it out right there. Let me explain something to you how this works. Anytime you had 7 black candidates really one against one, the vote was going to split. The black vote was going to split anyway, brother. So he had a clear path, a clear path. Now, if you had 2 or 3 other whites in there, it wouldn't have been that way, brother. But this is a different story now, different day, different time. We got April the 4th. We have to go out and vote, whoever you want to vote for. You know, so I understand what you're saying, brother. I understand what you're saying. Okay? Go ahead, Sister Doris. Go ahead.
But you can't be defeated. You can't be defeated. You can't be already.
Brother, listen, we don't speak defeat on here. I don't know if you're new on this broadcast, but we speak life.
I always vote with
Okay.
Time, but it's just that long time they not gonna win against somebody who that they already gonna put in that office.
Oh, well.
Are you gonna work in a precinct? Are you gonna work in a precinct, get people to come out and vote?
Yeah.
Because that's what didn't happen this time. People were not out there working. I rode around too many precincts. People were not out in the streets working.
Well, let me say this, sir.
I'm in a wheelchair.
Okay, sir, let me say this. Let me just say this, Sister Doris. I'm going to let you go. Sister Doris, let me just say something. Sir. The numbers that reflects down in the polling place, I don't believe that there are the same amount of people that live in. A lot of people, y'all don't understand, have left Chicago. A lot of registered voters is no longer here in the city of Chicago. So the numbers don't reflect what they have downtown in the polling place, you know, with the numbers. Now, I believe in it. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's over 400-some thousand, maybe 500-some thousand black registered voters. And we know a lot of black people left the city. Some moved out of
yeah, but you got to, but Mark, when you use those figures, you have to understand when we talk about black people left the city over the the last 30 years, yes, 1 million black people did leave Chicago. But at the time when black people left Chicago, we were at 2.3 million black people in Chicago.
But we still leaving, brother.
The numbers are but the numbers are still there in terms of registered voters. We're
Right.
here. People are here. A lot of people did not come out and vote. Let's tell the truth about the matter. The candidates did not generate. I was involved with the Harold Washington campaign. And I know what we had to do to generate people in the streets. And the people, I call it pandemic politics. So people think they can sit by their computers, do all the social media, and actually get votes out that way. No, you have to go knock on doors and get people to come out their house. Because people tend to be apathetic because, let's look at the bus service that takes place in the black community compared to the north side. People on the north side are going to complain if they buses ain't on time. People on the south side don't say a word. Bus don't be on time. They don't call the CTA and complain. It's accepted because they think that that's the position they should be in. We have to stop this inferiority complex that we keep running around here, what we cannot do. We've proven the ability to do it, but our problem is that doing the work, we like to do a lot of talk. I call it armchair revolutionary stuff. We like to do a lot of talking. Even when you're talking about signing the Black Manifesto, how many workers are you going to turn over to be able to help a candidate win? It's clear that the Black Manifesto they signed with Sawyer, they didn't turn over no workers. They didn't put no people in the street for Sawyer. So how are you going to say you want somebody to do something for you and you ain't got you can't show what you're going to do for them? It's a two-way street. And I think that
365 days a year.
Hold on, ma'am. Hold on.
No, ma'am. It's not 365 days a year. In a campaign, you only have a certain amount of days. If you're not gonna,
you know when you're running,
ma'am,
you know when you're
ma'am,
running,
ma'am,
you know,
ma'am,
sorry, okay.
ma'am. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
All I'm saying is that it takes people to win a campaign, and why Brandon was able to do better than the rest of the campaign because he had workers compared to the other candidates who had no workers. Jamal Green had no workers. Sawyer had no workers.
Okay.
Wilson, with all his money, he did not have workers. Instead of putting that $5 million, give him all this stuff, he gave him on the north side. I live on the north side now. I used to on the south side. Since I got this wheelchair, I moved to the north side so I get me an apartment. And I noticed that he came on the north side, passed out money to all these folks on the north side, and he didn't get no votes. The funny part about Brandon, he won 5 wards on the north side.
Okay, hold it right there, sir. Mr. Crosby, hold it right there. I want to hear Doris' response to this. Hold it right there. Sister Doris, go ahead.
This is about empowering Black people.
Mm-hmm.
We're being so negative about everything. This is about empowering Black people. This is about saying to Black people, if a politician wants your vote, you need to tell him what he needs to do for you and your community. This is how you empower yourself. We have power. You don't need organization. You are the organization. Every individual can make him or herself the organization. It is about empowering yourself. And when you empower yourself, then you will say to people, okay, this is what you're going to have to do for me if you want my vote. And we're the only community that does not do that. Let's talk about that. What is it that the Black community wants these people to do? What do you need to have done in your community? What are your needs? Only the Black community, only people in those respective communities know what their needs are. And you can present this to these people. This is what the contract we put together is about, equity and parity. But we can expand this contract. And we did. This was a success. Whether people want to believe it or not, it was a success. And we can build on it. We can empower ourselves. We can say to the politicians, if you want our vote, then you are going to have to do this, or point A or point B. You're going to have to take those issues up, and you're going to have to sign on this contract if you want our vote. This is a new beginning. Let's speak from a position of power and not weakness and not being negative. We got this. We can do this. We have the power. Let's just educate ourselves.
Okay, Sister Erica.
Can I back Sister Doris up?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead,
Yes.
Sister Erica. Go ahead.
I just want to say that a lot of people don't understand why we stood with Mr. Roger Sawyer. Okay, so number one, he was the only candidate out of the pool of candidates that signed the contract with Black Chicago. Okay, we had a forum, and in the forum, only 2 candidates accepted our invitation to come to that forum, and that was Roger Sawyer and that was Sophia King. Of those 2 candidates, Roger Sawyer was the only one that signed the contract. Sophia King walked out of there and did not even think about signing the contract. I went over to Jamal Green's office personally to give him the contract. He told me that he was coming to the forum. He didn't show up. We sent it to Willie Wilson. We sent it to Kim Buckner, and I seen Brandon Johnson over at Bethel, and I put it in his hand, and he still did not reach out to us. I seen Paul Vallis over at Tyrone Muhammad's forum, and I put an envelope in his hand with the invitation, and he called us 15 minutes, called my phone 15 minutes before the forum was to start to say that he wasn't going to make it. He wanted to meet with us at a later date in a private setting. Okay, so the whole thing is Roger Sawyer was the only one that signed the contract. That's why we stood with him. We knew that he wasn't going to win, but this is about us changing the narrative for the Black community, us changing the minds of our community, letting people know that no longer will we vote just to vote. If you want our votes, you're going to have to meet our demands, and it's non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying? And this is the second thing. Roger Sawyer broke it down to us. We had a meeting with him, and he broke it down to us. This man was so humble. You know, his integrity was in place. And while Chewy Garcia wanted to put up all of these pictures of him and Harold Washington or whatever, Harold Washington wouldn't have stood with Chewy Garcia and all the corruption that he got on with Madigan and these red light cameras and speed cameras in the Black community. He wouldn't have stood with Chewy Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Here we got Roger Sawyer. His father was good friends with Harold Washington. He was a mentor for Roger Sawyer. You see what I'm saying? So they put out all of this, this propaganda, and they fool our people into believing what they say. That's why we came up with the contract. You can say whatever you want to say, but sign on the dotted line. And Roger Sawyer was the only candidate that signed on the dotted line. He is an attorney. He read that contract thoroughly. Okay, thoroughly. And this man,
all right, sister.
He said, listen, let me just get this out. Let me just get this out, Mike, because this is important. Everybody needs to know this. When a new mayor is elected, they have the opportunity to bring in their own staff. You understand? So when Roger Sawyer committed to the contract, that means that he was going to bring in his own staff to implement the contract. So if Dallas is not willing to do that, if Brandon is not willing to do that, you understand? We can't give them our votes. So they're going to have to be, and one of them going to have to be into us. They're going to have to see us. Although they didn't see us initially, but now they're going to have to see us. We are in a position of power.
All right.
And
Erica.
that is why we stood with Roger Sawyer, and that is why we made the contract with Black Chicago.
All right, Sister Erica, hold it right there. Let me let somebody else comment. Okay, Eric code 843. Come on, ma'am. 843, you want to comment on this? 843. 843, my out of towner. Go ahead. 843 out of towner. If not, okay, 312. 0406, my brother. Come on. I think you're from the north side. 4026. I think he hung up. He hung up. Well, let me just say this.
May I just give an example of what we're talking about too?
Okay, go ahead, Sister. Go ahead.
Okay. As I said, this contract was about parity, equity and parity, but we can add to it. But to give an example of what we're talking about when we say change the narrative, Chicago Police Department is a $1.9 billion budget. This is taxpayers' money. So we said in this contract that 50% of the police officers are white. 25% of the police officers are Hispanic, and 21% are Black. Now we make up 29%. So we're saying to Brandon Johnson and we're saying to Paul Ballard, if you want our vote, then you have to sign this contract. And we're saying to you that we want that 21% of Black police officers to increase to 29% to represent our population. That means jobs. That means jobs in the Black community. These people, these are your tax dollars that they're hiring all these other people over us. You are paying for them. So if we're 29% of the population, we want that to reflect on the Chicago Police Department. 29%, go from 21% to 29%. That is what we're talking about when we say change the narrative. Telling them this is what we expect from you if you want our vote. And as I said earlier, we can change it. Put into the chat what you need in your community, and we can change this and add to it. We got to change the narrative. We can no longer allow them to come into our communities and we don't get anything from voting for them. And then we can go to the streets. We can go to the streets for Brandon or for Ballard, whoever signs this contract. We're willing to do this. I can do the work of 20, 15-year-old kids. So I don't have a problem going to the streets. I agree with Will. We do have to put troops on the ground, but we also have to tell these people, this is what you're going to have to do if you want our vote. Let's stop doing it. Asians don't do it. Whites don't do it. Hispanics don't do it. We're the only community. We're the only community that allows this. We cannot pass this on to our children. We can't pass this nonsense on to our children.
Well, let me say this for a second.
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Will.
When I think about Harold Washington and how we were able to negotiate certain things out of Harold Washington, it's because Harold Washington said to us, if you want me to do X, Y, Z, you got to do X, Y, Z. There was not a situation where Harold Washington just agreed with folks doing certain things. And so there's been legal cases around Blacks on the force, if it's the police force or it's the fire department, that there are dissent decrees that have been written that no mayor has met those dissent decree numbers. It's been there in the past.
This is a golden opportunity.
I said none of those mayors in the past have met that bar. And so for us to want something out of someone, we have to be able to know that if we say we got power, that means that in Harold Washington's campaign, Harold Washington didn't have the people. I hear people talk about Harold Washington, but he didn't understand we had the people of the street had the power. Harold had to deal with us because we had power in the streets. We produce people in the streets. And so until you could prove that you could produce people in the streets, yeah, the CTU is got more people involved in Mark's campaign. But what is the Black community? How many people have you gonna put in the street, Black community? Even though
that's what we come in, Leo.
A large number of CTU members are Black. But in terms of the overall Black community, what is the Black community willing to do? Now we talk about the difference between Vallis and Johnson. If you got any historical relationship to Chicago politics, Vallis was brought in by Daley. His job.
Well, we know all that.
We know that, but we're not dealing with the question of. I remember when I was working with Gene Sawyer when black people left Gene Sawyer, ran the Daily the night before. They was getting a little bit more money out of Daily. And their very actions are the reason we're in the black community in the position we're in today, because black people, because Sawyer didn't have the amount of money in his pocket that Daily had. They ran over to and voted for Daily, and he destroyed the black community over the last 30 years. He put public housing on fast track demolition. He destroyed they shut down all the schools. I keep telling people
The mayor can increase the percentage of black policemen from 21% to 29%. The mayor is in a position to do that, Will. This is what we're talking about.
Do that, but if you got so many, one thing I noticed is that we have a generation of black youth who were criminalized by the Daily people, the Daily police people. If we have so many young men that can't get jobs because they have a felony. And so that initially knocked so many young men in terms of off the force. Look at what happened to CTA.
But we also have so many who do qualify.
The CTA has only been able to hire black women because the young black men can't get hired. I'm a black man. I'm talking to young men. They tell me this problem they have it. They have felonies.
But you also have that population out there, Will, who are eligible.
Let me just say this, Sister Doris. Brother Will, let me just say this. CTA do have a program where they do hire ex-offenders, people with records. It depends on what your felony is. They do hire, and they do have a great program, and it's working. So we can't say that. Not all. Now, certain felons you probably can't work with. I'm just telling you.
And then, Brother Martin, let me say this, Brother Will. Let me just say this. I'm a product of that program that CTA has. Okay, I went through the ex-offenders, the second chance program at CTA, and it does work. So I worked there for many years. We've seen a lot of brothers come through the second chance program. I've seen a lot of different nationalities. I've seen women, men, and all types come through the second chance program, and it will work if you want it to work. I resigned from that program in 2021. Let me just finish it out. I resigned because of the COVID mandates that Lori Lightfoot put on. I was not willing to take that shot, and I was not willing to take those tests, or neither pay for those tests. I resigned after more than 10 years. Okay? So let me just state that.
I'm saying, at this stage, we still have a lack of bus drivers because now we don't have enough workers on the CTA. The South Side isn't being serviced because the most of the bus drivers they have, they use them on the north side of Chicago. That's in my experience.
Let's talk about changing that, Will. Let's talk about changing that. Let's talk about changing that. And that's what this narrative is all about.
When you say ex-offenders program, if you go into the community, most people in the community know nothing other than in terms of young men. I'm telling you.
They know that, brother.
What you want.
No, brother, that's not true.
Most young men don't.
That's not true, brother. That's not true. That's not true. A lot of people know about the CTA ex-offender program, brother. That's not true. I'm on the ground. That's not true. I'm not trying to jump down you, Will. And I know you're very knowledgeable, and I'm going to respect you as being an elder, but that's not true. Let's just face the fact. Some of our young men that's criminals, they don't want to do something. Not all of them. Some of them don't want to do anything but do what they do. So not all of them. So we have to, if you want something, if you want something, right. If you want something, you have to go out there and fight for it. And don't always have the mind frame of working for somebody. Have the mindset as well as being an entrepreneur. That's good too. You don't have, listen, you can be a felon and still get a business license. So don't just think going to work for the man all the time, that's going to be a solution. Work and build your own empire.
But when you hear a lot of young people talk about we can't get no job.
Will, you're being so negative.
It's not being negative. I'm saying when you hear young people talk, they say they can't get no job.
This is about the money, our tax dollars that these white people are using.
I worked in government. I worked in Chicago City Council. I do the map that gave Harold Washington his power. I know how it works. I'm telling you that there's a certain mindset. You may disagree with me, but the mindset.
We have to change our mindset. But this is about taxation without representation. Taxation without representation is tyranny. And that is what the contract with Black Chicago is about. We have to be represented for our money. If you're going to tax us, you need to give us 29% of representation in all of these city departments.
Okay.
Period.
Hold it right there.
Period. Taxation without representation is tyranny.
Hold on. I got a new caller, guys.
All the candidates have to speak to reparations. I heard nobody.
The Chicago Public School System is a $9.3 billion budget. Only 21% Black teachers, yet the Black student population is 35%. There are senior Black teachers out here who were let go because they closed all those schools. So what we're saying to the mayor, is that we want that 21% Black teachers to increase to 29% to represent the population of the Blacks in Chicago. These are our tax dollars. These are our tax dollars.
Remember, Ballard is the one who got rid of the Black people.
I know all that, Will. I know all that. But we're going forward and we're being positive. We're not being negative. We're not being business.
Ben Johnson to sign the contract.
Can I have one word?
Yes, sir.
Back off what the gentleman was saying about the CPA.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
Program.
Go ahead.
When you come out of prison or you come out of the county jail, you've been there for a while, they give you that TPA packet in your hand and let you know this is one of the places that you can go to for job resource. So everybody that's coming out of the penitentiary knows about it. So you was wrong when you say we don't know about it. I did 9 years in the penitentiary. I knew about it when I came home. But instead I went to school and I started 2 companies within a year getting out of prison, doing 9 years. At the age of 25. So it's stuff out here for us to do. Especially the felons, the ex-convicts, whatever you want to call it. There's stuff out here for us. We just got to want to do it, put our minds to it. That's the thing.
And our people are not the only ones.
Our youth are just criminals. So we said our youth are just want to do that. Aren't they want to be as criminals?
No. Listen. Hold on. Let the brother talk. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. The woman just talk.
We're not going to say they want to be criminals. They want help. Our kids want help. Our kids are looking for help, but they can't find it. Why? Because there's no men. We need men. I see a lot of women out here with their kids. These women can't raise these little boys to be men. They can, but they can't. That's why we need men in the community. And that's why when I came home, my family will tell you, I dedicated my time to kids. I go to school for child development. Why? Because I want to get inside the kid's brain, the child's brain, to see why are we acting like this? What is it? I know it's mental. I know it's men. We need men. But what is it? Because our kids are crying out for help, for something.
But we have a destruction of the Black family. You have to understand when you have a destruction going on in the Black family.
But you know what? But this is not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about
Speaking, you jump on that.
Well, this was not about point. We're getting off point. Well, we're getting off point.
Because it all has to do with our political situation. If you have
we are getting off point.
No, if you have
Martin,
yeah. Okay. Hold it, brother Will. We're going to this.
But all this has to, everything has to, all this has to, it goes to politics basically. And I'm like, and it's not off topic because this is something we just talked about, honestly.
Yeah,
It's not
I
off topic.
don't know why y'all
Not today, but not today. We're worried about Brandon Johnson and Paul Ballard doing something for the black community.
It's not your show. This is not your show. You cannot run this show. You can't say you off topic. This is not your show, baby.
Listen, let me just say something, brother. Let me just say something. I invited the two ladies on. I personally invited them on. So I'm going to just tell you that. It's not her show, but I invited them to Doris and Sister Erica. I personally called both of them. So I just want to say something. You know, I just want to say that I really did. You know, they've been on my show before and they're on the panel. Then, you know, the agreement was.
I know them. I know, Mark. I watch you every time you go
Okay.
live.
Okay.
And brother, all we're saying is that we've done the research. We've done the research, and we're saying that this is what Black people need to say to these politicians. We've done the Chicago Fire Department, $483.4 million budget. 75% of them are white males, and white people only make up 33% of the population, but 75% of the people, the police, fire department is white males. 12% are Black, and 15% are Latino. We represent 29% of the population. So we're saying to these candidates, you have to sign this contract, and we want you to raise that 12% to 29%. These are our tax dollars. They're using our tax dollars to take care of everybody but us, because we are not demanding anything for our vote. This is our money, brother. This is all we're saying.
About the money, because when we talk about the Board of Education, that's one budget. We talk about the Park District, that's another budget.
Will we get every one of them? Will we get every one of them are listed in this contract?
It's more than just $9 billion.
It's Chicago Public Schools is $9.3 billion,
and
Will.
Chicago is $15 billion.
All right, but we're talking about the Chicago Public Schools. You're absolutely right. But we in this contract.
Excuse me. The mayor controls all those budgets, man.
Well, we know that, and this is what we're saying. That's why we are talking about the future mayors of Chicago. That's why we're talking about Vallis and Johnson. That's why we did this.
At the end of the day, we have to understand that if we don't put get control in terms of us being able to produce.
At the end of the day, what we need to do
Sister Doris. Sister Doris.
If you want our vote, this is what you have to do.
Sister Doris, let him talk. I want to ask him a question. Let him talk. I want to ask him a question. Go ahead, talk, Will. I need to ask you a question. Go ahead, talk. Finish talking, Will. I have a question for you. Go ahead, Will. Go, Will.
I'm just saying, if when you start talking about all these different budgets in the city of Chicago, the mayor's office controls those budgets.
Absolutely. So that's what we're saying. You're gonna.
But you let me speak. There you go. You're jumping in my conversation.
Well, you've been in ours all night, so go ahead.
No, I ain't been y'all. I'm trying to stay out of y'all to let y'all speak. So you get finished speaking. I'm gonna respect you like you gotta respect me.
Well, I know you and I respect you, but I disagree with you in some things.
You disagree with me, Doris, but I know what work you did on the street. I know what I did on the street, and I know what I did worked. I won my first campaign at 24 years old. Now, when did you win a campaign?
No.
What did you say?
Errol Watson had to bow down to me when I was 24.
He asked a question, Brother Martin.
Will.
I'm saying he asked a question. He asked a question, Brother Martin.
Will.
He asked a question. He said, when did Sister Doris win a campaign? She didn't win a campaign. And if you won a campaign, it wasn't productive. So that's why we're still here talking right now about Vallis and Brandon Johnson and their campaign, and about them addressing Black people. All the time, this is what I hear. Okay, brother, let me just get this out. You asked the question, but you asked the question, and I'm going to answer it for you. Because every 4 years, I hear this from Black people. What's in it for Black people? Now, we have stepped up
we came together and we put together a contract for Black people. And it's people like you that want to minimize and destroy our efforts. What's wrong with you? Are you mentally insane, or do you not recognize that we're all on the same team? We're not working against Black people. We're for Black people. We just tired of people coming before us, asking for our vote, and we get nothing in return. What part of that are you not understanding? See, I'm tired of people like you trying to minimize what we're doing. See, you are part of the problem. You have a white supremacist mindset. You're trying to tear down what we're trying to build for our people. So you need to get off this call. Get off this call. We're trying to get our people in the mindset that we can no longer vote just to vote. If we vote for anyone, black, white, red, brown, yellow, I don't care. They have to give us something for our vote. And if you don't understand that, it's something mentally wrong with you. Okay? And I rest my case. And you know what? With the tip, we're saying to Paul Vallis and we're saying to Brandon Johnson, you're going to use 29% of that tip money to revitalize these Black communities on the South and West Side. Because this is what TIF money was all about. That was the original intent of TIF money, to uplift and to revitalize blighted areas, particularly on the west and the south side of Chicago. But what have they done with that money? They have given that money to these developers on the north side. They gave that, with this white boy Rahm Emanuel brought in here and built that Whole Foods over there in Inglewood. And they knew they were not going to stay there because they knew that the people were not going to be able to afford those high prices over there. But they got that tip money and they left Inglewood, but they left with billions of millions, if not billions of dollars. And what we're saying to our people, we want you to start rethinking this. This is about economics. The reason our children don't have anything because they don't have any resources. They are not putting resources in our communities. And that's why you have the things that are going on in our communities like the crime. There is a serious relationship between crime and poverty, crime and a lack of resources. You look on the north side, resources, Asian community, resources, Hispanic community, resources. You come back on the south side of Chicago, it looks like a bomb been dropped. And we're saying no longer will you take our tax dollars and take care of your children, take care of your family, and our children are not going to be taken care of. This is what we're saying in this contract. We have got to redefine the narrative, and the narrative is economic. The narrative is equity. The narrative is parity. Yes, these people are over these departments, and they can increase that 21% to 29%. That's the mayor. You just said the mayor is in control. Well, since the mayor is in control, we're saying to this mayor, we want these percentages to increase.
All right.
And that creates jobs in our community.
Let the brother talk. Come on, Will. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead, Will.
Okay, we have to look at the whole reality of this. Those same people are the same people who are behind out. Those same people who...
You know what? You are talking the same as you were talking 50 years ago. We understand that.
That's right. Karen right, that Karen that.
Can I complete my conversation? I'll let you talk.
Yeah, let him talk, Sister Doris. Let him talk. Let him talk.
I don't think you ever said they call conversation.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Conversation whether you agree.
Will, Doris is telling you right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let Will talk.
Doris is telling you right, Will.
Look, George, you can't tell me nothing. You was telling me about how life.
I told you to call part, and I'm glad you there.
I told you Lightfoot was not produced for the Black community. And you
nobody gonna produce for the Black community. That's the Black community. You should stop looking at government to do any damn thing.
The Lightfoot was brought here by Daly and Emmanuel. Come on, stop it.
Okay.
We are getting
now, who do you think
Okay.
Brandon Johnson is brought here?
Okay.
Brandon Johnson is the same. Doris Hugh was
correct, but we cannot no longer look to government. We got to do this ourselves. We got to bring. I'm telling you, where is Black Wall Street? Black Wall Street. Listen, these black people, we looking for the white folks to give us equity. It's not going to happen. We have to do it ourselves. Ourselves. And don't be telling me to go back to Africa now. I want you to go to Africa.
Reparations ain't even on the table. We've been having this discussion.
No, it's not going to be no reparations. Well, then you got to do it yourself.
There we go.
We got to do it ourselves.
Okay, gentlemen.
Like you don't know how America was built on our back.
Wait a minute. You cannot wait on the government. They attack you without representation. We just have to do it during Black Wall Street. They weren't looking for no damn government to do a damn thing for them. We have to do it ourselves. Stop looking to government. It's not going to happen. Brandon Johnson is not going to help us. And Paul Ballard is not going to help us. Nobody can help us but us.
So George, so what do you think? What's your take on all of this? I don't know if you've been listening in or not about Vallas and Paul Vallas and Brandon Johnson. What do you think is going to take black people to get another black candidate in? What do you think is going to happen? In your own words.
In my words, sir, I always been focused on getting black leadership in these offices. But now at 81 years old, I'm changing the narrative. I'm going back to what happened at Black Wall Street and what's that city down in Florida, and then in Fort Worth, Texas, they had 9th Street and Jones Street. Black people have to do for themselves. The government, getting black elected officials is not the key. Now, and Dr. King even thought he had the key was immigration. Little black children playing with little white kids. Well, we got to now have black kids being able to play harmonious with each other. The government, we have to stop it, even though the government owes us, but reparations, we have to do it. We cannot, and that narrative talking about my master is better than your master, Brandon would do better than Paul Vallas. Both of them are supported, get their support from the white elite establishment. That's why I advocated that we keep Miss Lightfoot in. A devil you know is better than an angel you don't know. And any black that holds any type of office, be just an overseer for the white carpet elite. So I'm changing my narrative. Even when Harold Washington was in, but we got to stop depending on the government, the white master to empower us. Us got to empower us. Now I don't want this dialogue gonna come all over again. Brandon Johnson, he's black, and when he get in, he's gonna advocate. How is he gonna advocate for black people when the white folks put him there? The white folks are supporting him. Now that they got you distracted and say, well, Paul Vallas is not gonna help you, and Brandon Johnson is not gonna help you. You got to help yourself. And Doris was correct when she said they need to take our tax dollars and be fair. They're not going to do that, Miss nice sister Doris. They're not going to do it. And seem like we don't know how to make them do it. So we just have to do it ourselves without government. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear. We hear you loud.
I hear you, but I hear you, but I hear you.
But do you understand? We would love what you're saying to be a reality. We get elected officials, and they wouldn't have taxation without representation. But until we Yeah, I want to hear you.
George, this is a new narrative. I do believe in doing for self. That is not off the table. We can do all of it. This is another narrative that we are pushing. And that narrative is, do not allow another politician to come into our community, church, organization, or whatever. Do not ever allow them to do that and we not have an agenda for them. The reason they have been doing it all these years is because we have never had an agenda saying to them, this is what you are going to do.
Correct.
This is what we need. And if you want our vote, this is what you're going to have to sign on the dotted line. You're going to have to meet our needs. And only the community can say that. In every community, there are needs. Black people need to identify those needs in their community. Say, for example, if you have a traffic light in your community and all day long we're getting tickets, well, we can demand of this mayor, if you want our vote, then you're going to take this camera down. And we're going to hold you accountable. You get in there, and this camera does not come down, then you will not get our vote anymore. This is what other people do. This is all we're saying. Do not vote for these people and not demand something from them. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, and
on top of that, Super Doors, on top of that, we need to tell the mayor, who is head of the Chicago public school system, if you want our vote, get this LGBT, pedophilia, perverted, sex education agenda out of our children's classroom. They're putting this in there from kindergarten to 12th grade, teaching them about anal sex, oral sex, cross-dressing, transgenderism, abortion, butt plugs, and condoms. A kindergartner don't need to know this. A first grader don't need to know this. I did not learn about sex education in school until I was a sophomore in high school. And it didn't have anything to do with anal sex, oral sex, cross-dressing, transgenderism, homosexuality, or any of that. All it was anatomy. Telling you this is your breast, this is your vagina, this is your uterus.
Sister Erica. Sister Erica. Sister Erica, let George talk. Go ahead.
You got to be able to, Sister Erica, what you're saying, sex education is primary for the family to be taught and by the community. However, you have to be able to control your own schools. You have to let them know that in our school, we make the rules. Now, they don't come from downtown and the central Auburn. They come from this community. Now, give us the money. We control a certain amount of that tax money, and we will control our school. Black history will be taught, civics, math, vocation, whatever. We must totally always be in control of our destiny. We must not.
George, you know what they can do? You know what they can do, George?
And that's what we're putting in the contract.
They can take that some of that TIF money, $840 million. They can take 29% of that TIF money and open up trade schools in the Black community.
No, give us the money. Give the community the money and let them control the money.
Well, however we want to do it. However we want to do it.
That's the only way. Set aside, like a set aside job, goods, contract, service, and whatever. 30% should go to Black people, African people enslaved in America. A set aside for us to control the way we want to. Thank you very much. And when we get that money, we're not going to be spending it for these teach little children about anal sex and rainbow a rainbow of gay issues. Like you said, the lady said that she didn't learn sex education in the schools until she was a teenager. You don't even need it. It doesn't need to be taught in the school at all. This is a subject for the parents and the community. So
Amen.
I think that we are all on the same page. We want to control our tax money. We want to control our business, and we want black people to open up business. We want to have our own business. We have a new vision of a Black Wall Street in every community, black communities throughout the United States. We must control them. But once we get into that political doo-doo, and that's when the white man takes control. And on the plantation, we got to remember, all of us have to remember this. The white man made a nigger. He didn't make a strong black man. So we have to change our heritage and black woman.
Let's stay on the money. I don't think
on the money we can stay.
Let me go
on the money.
Let me go through this. George, let me go through this real quick.
Right now.
Chicago Public Schools is $9.3 billion budget.
Yes.
Chicago Police Department, $1.9 billion budget. Chicago Fire Department, $483.4 million budget. Chicago Department of Transportation, $1.75 billion. Chicago Housing Authority, $1.2 billion. Chicago Department of Aviation, $12 billion. Chicago Department of Building, $37 million. The Chicago Department of Planning and Development, $385 million. TIF, $840 million. Those are our tax dollars that are funding these departments. What we're saying to these candidates, let me finish, George. Let me finish. What we're saying to these, Brandon and Dallas, we want all of these departments to represent 29%, which reflects the black population in Chicago. Wait a minute, George. Which means that these are jobs. These are jobs for our people, for black men and women to take care of their families. These are jobs. We're funding these programs, our tax money, and these programs are taking care of everybody else but us. That's all we're saying.
I agree with you. You know, I was at that forum that you had. You had these same.
We have to stay on the money.
We're saying the same thing. You just said
not really, George,
and I know yes, we are. Okay, the money we want to. That money, that percent of money. I said 30%. You said 29%. All right.
Well, I'm going on what the census says, and we know that can
okay. We want that money, the 30% of all that money in these various departments. We want to be able to make a 30%, and then we make the decision how to spend this money ourselves. We don't want a central office of the mayor of no one to control that, but the community. And we cannot trust these people. The
reason I say I disagree with you on that is because it's not done that way. That it's not going to happen that way.
That's the only way. That's the only way it's going to be effective. This is the only way because we have to change. That's the only way because when the white man.
That's another fight. That means that you want to get rid of the mayor. You want to get rid of the mayor. The mayor ain't going to get rid of themselves.
Well then, what I'm saying, we
have to be realistic about what we're doing.
No,
we have to be realistic.
Wait a minute. You know what realistic is?
Hold on, y'all. Let George talk. Let him talk. Let him get it. Let him talk now, y'all. Go ahead. Go ahead, George.
Now listen. Dollars, you know,
yes,
in 1864, young ladies, they so-called freed us. Okay, you free. We had to go right back on the plantation. You didn't get your 40 acres or a mule, 100 or 640 acres. You didn't get nothing. We cannot depend on these people the inmates
But
agreed.
you know what?
We
But
can't
we
go
have the
there.
power,
We can't go
George.
there. Wait a
George,
minute.
we have the power. We have the power. That's
All right,
we
if we
have the
if-
power.
well,
We can
then
do it.
if we had the power, why are we in the predicament we're in today? If we had the
Because
power,
we're not,
Dr.
we're not defining
No,
our own
integration. We don't
narrative.
want to
We have
integrate
not
with them.
defined our
We
own narrative.
won't. Dr. King led us down a bad road. We got to be
George,
selfish and
George,
say
most
we
of
want our money. We
George,
want
the
control
schools
our
on the
money.
south side of Chicago are all black. They're all black.
Yeah, but they're
And we're
controlled by the white
wait,
man.
no,
They're
what we're
controlled
saying,
by the white man.
but my
The white
but
man
my
controls.
tax
The
dollars,
white man
my
steals
tax
the
dollars,
schools.
are-
The white
George,
man
my tax-
controls the schools. So in the
George.
schools that will be built. Yes,
George.
Ms. Stars, you're
George.
going the wrong direction now.
George, my
Yes,
tax
ma'am.
dollars are paying for white teachers. I want my tax dollars to also
Yeah.
pay for black teachers to teach black children.
Yes, and we don't want no more white teachers in these black schools. Black people get
Well, that's what I'm saying.
education
That's
when the
what I'm
school
saying.
was all black. When the schools was all black down south, before integration, our people was achieving and making great strides. We don't need
George,
this.
I was a teacher with the Chicago Public School System.
I know
When
you
we
was,
had-
and I remember how
listen
you
to me,
used to fight.
Listen to me.
I
Listen to me.
remember that.
George, when we had black teachers in these schools, we did not
Yes.
have the discipline problems that we're having today.
That's
The
right.
reason many of
That's
our
right.
children are out of control is because you have all these young white teachers in there who
That's
cannot
true.
control our children, who are not
That's true.
concerned about our children. So I want my tax dollars to be used to hire black teachers, some of whom are senior black teachers that were let go under the Rahm Emanuel administration. We can bring these teachers back and we can raise that
You know,
percentage
all
to
black
29%.
Now,
Now, you know what? Can I say this? Can I say this one thing, Martin?
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick.
Go ahead, sister.
I want to agree with George because I get what George is saying, and I'm an advocate, George. I'm an advocate for separation. I'm an advocate for doing for self. I'm an advocate for us to take our money to empower ourselves. But the fact of the matter is, we are entangled in the system of white supremacy. So until that day comes when black people are ready to separate and just put up $1 per month, it's 46 billion or however many billions of us it is all over the world, black people I'm talking about, and all the in between, and until the day comes where all of us will put up $1 per month to free ourselves, we're going to have to deal with this system of white supremacy. But I agree with you 1,000%. I'm all about doing for self. I'm all about separation. But we're not there yet, George. And what we're saying right now, listen to me though, but listen to me. Even what we're saying about separation and doing for self, this is a part of the contract. What we're saying is we want to be separate. We want to be separate, just like they're saying down there in Mississippi right now. Those white folks in Mississippi saying they want to be separate. Hear me out, though. Hear me out. Those white folks right now in Mississippi are saying they want to be separate. They don't want no black people judging them in the courtroom, hearing their cases, or making no decisions about them. That's the way we want to be here in Chicago, but we're not there yet. And until we get there, we're putting this contract on the table and we're telling these mayors of these cities, this is what black people want. Okay? And this is a separate thing. Listen, white people are being represented in all these city departments. Hispanics are being represented. Asians are being represented. And all others are being represented. Black people are not represented, but we pay the highest taxes, George.
Help me out.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
listen, George.
You want to say
I live
something?
over here in Woodlawn. I just got the biggest property tax increase that anyone has ever seen, ever
Okay.
I'm just telling you. So if you're going to check me that way, let me have some type of representation and some type of say in what's going on around me.
Okay.
That's all we're saying. And that is separation.
Okay. Y'all do me a favor, Sister Erica. From this point on, we're going to let everybody, I'm just going to give everybody 2 minutes. So we're going to cut it off. Come on, George. I'm finna give you 2 minutes. Go do your thing. Do your thing, George. Go ahead. Speak your pitch. Please don't nobody cut them off. Nobody cut them off. Go ahead.
Okay, I might be over.
Okay, I'll let you go a little bit over. I don't have a problem.
Too strong. Wait a minute. You got those two strong sisters here, and I love both of them. And Doris has a history for advocating for Black people when it comes to the school. She was out here long before Rosita advocating for Black students. So what I'm saying is that the time is now. The separation, the time is now. And Nike got old saying, just do it. You sitting and waiting for them to have an agreement with you and treating you good and say, listen, my tax dollars, but maybe the time is now that you don't pay those taxes until you control the goods, service, and the contracting job. Separate you. When do you want to separate? Next week, next month, next year? Right now. It's time for us to change the narrative. It's been a failure. Integration has been a failure. You can't integrate with a man like these white folks. They're not gonna treat us fair. So just break away. Don't wait to do it. Just do it and build your own school. Tell them I'm taking my money and we're gonna build our own school. We don't want these people are something else. You keep hope alive. That's very noble, you ladies. Thinking that you can have a agreement with these people. It's not gonna work. I hope it works. I hope it works. God bless. God bless. God bless. I don't think so. These people are not.
Amen.
Let them talk.
They're not gonna give you that. They're not gonna do that. That's too much like right. You know these white folks not gonna do that for us. Us gotta do it for us. You know they're not going to. And these house niggas are not gonna let them do it. These old house politicians and aldermen and representatives and these niggas. Brandon is just like Paul Ballard. Brandon Johnson is just like Paul Ballard. Wait on the Lord, then. Get on your knees and wait on Allah, Buddha, Confucius, whoever you want to. It's not going to happen. Just do it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good, I love you. I agree with George.
Yeah.
Let them talk, let them talk.
All right, hold on, Brother George. I got a new call. I got a new caller, 5488. Where you calling from, caller? New caller.
I don't mean any harm. I don't mean any harm. You all are doing a great job speaking facts. And I just, Mr. Loris, I don't know if that's you. We're really trying to hear everybody. And I know that you're passionate about what you're talking about, but it's hard for us, the viewers, to hear on our end. So take in all the, you know what I'm saying, the information you all are giving out. But I don't mean any harm.
Please accept my apology. Please
and
accept
I love
my
all of
apology.
y'all. This Monique. I love all of y'all. I mean no harm.
All right.
We just get a little passionate. I
Okay.
apologize.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
Monique.
y'all have a good night.
Thank you. Listen, let me say something, Sister Doris. They want to hear what we got to say. They know you guys are elders and we're learning, we're students. And, you know, a lot of times younger people, especially young Black men and women, we don't sit at the feet of our elders, and we have to learn how to do that. We have to do that. And George and myself, we were just at a funeral the other day. And I'm George to tell you, I spoke at the funeral and I said, you know what? There's an old saying that old people and young people don't get along, but me and Mr. Bill, Willie died. We got along, and Willie taught me a lot about jury and stuff like that. He didn't die with that knowledge. He made sure that he schooled me. He taught me how to do this and how to do that. And I exhorted the people at the funeral. I said, listen, those of you that got skills and knowledge, don't die with that knowledge. Find some young person to teach that knowledge. And that's what we want to do here on this live tonight. We're learning, people. We're learning. I'm still learning. Even the elders here, they're learning. And we're learning, people. So let us respect one another's opinion. I know we might not always agree, but I'm quite sure that we all love each other on this panel. That's all I wanted to say. And we can continue.
But you know, I think, you know, and I want to apologize to the listening audience. And because I'm an elder, I just want so much to pass this information on to our young people so they won't continue to keep making the same mistake.
That's right.
We have to change the narrative. We cannot go forth with the same narrative. We cannot teach our young people this. We cannot give our young people this impression. We have to empower them. Young people, Black people, we are powerful. So if I talk over someone, it's because I'm so passionate and I so much want to see the condition of my people change. It pains me. It's painful to know and to see what's going on with our people today. That's hurtful to me. And so all I'm saying is that we've got to look at, I don't think Black people, we have not been conditioned to look at the money. Dr. King talked about the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement, but we didn't add an economic piece to that.
That's right.
There was one economic piece. And that's why we're where we are today. So what little I have to offer, I just want to put it out there. People, these are your tax dollars. These people are not giving us anything. These are our tax dollars. So demand from Dallas, demand from Brandon, demand from whomever. Let these people know, no, you will not get our vote. You're gonna take that tip money and you're gonna open up these schools and put some vocational schools. Lori Lightfoot spent $37 million over there at that school for these immigrants to be housed. $37 million. That's not her money. $900 million. She's gonna open up a trade school over there. A welding, a plumbing, a painting, a carpentry, air conditioning, electrician. Our children need trades. Our children need jobs. So if they get some training on how to become an electrician, they can open up their own company. That's what the white boys are doing. That's what the Mexicans are doing. That's what the Haitians are doing.
People were doing that before. Our people were doing
but
that.
I want them to go back and start doing it again.
Without the politicians, we can still do it without them.
We cannot let them take our money.
Yeah.
Well, we can't let them take our money.
And Dara said something very profound, the economic piece. The economic piece in Black Wall Street, where we had our own business. We would shop with each other. We loved each other. We had our own hotels, and we would go to Big Mama's restaurant. Now, every time somebody want to eat, they go downtown to the white folks restaurant. Do for yourself. And that's simple.
And
that's simple. All that doesn't have nothing to do with Brandon or Paul Dallas. We spend our money with all these Koreans and Arabs and Jews and everybody. That has nothing to do with government. Sometimes I'll look in the mirror at ourselves, and we're our enemy, and we can be our friend, and we can solve our problems with or without government. You got millions of dollars passed through the ghetto and going right out of the ghetto into the white folks' banks. So we got millions like way up there to say that money is supposed to be circulated in the Black community 7 times before it goes out. We always shopping with somebody else. Now we're looking for the government to give us reparations. You never did it. Pray.
Yes, Mr. George, can I say this one thing? Everything that you're saying, I agree with you. I'm not never going against nothing you're saying. Like I said, do for self, you know, circulating the dollar in the Black community as other communities do, and all of that. But at the end of the day, Brother George, you have to recognize this. No matter if we're doing for self, if we're circulating the dollar in our community, we are still paying taxes on this money, and our taxes are still going unrepresented. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the end of the day, we still are faced with the issue of taxation without representation until we pull all the way out of this system. And we're not at that point where we are totally separate. We're still spending their money, and they're still taxing us. But hear me out, brother. But just hear me out, brother. But just hear me out. But hear me out, because I listen to you now. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. But what I'm saying is, I agree with everything you're saying. But at the end of the day, it don't make a difference. We're still being taxed, and we're still underrepresented. And taxation without representation is tyranny. Taxation without representation started which war, Sister Doris? Sister Doris, what war did they start? Sister Doris, the American Revolution. The American Revolution. That's what started the American Revolution. So my point is, so listen, I did not say that we're American. I did never say that. I said that's what started the war. So what I'm saying is, we are at war, brother. Hold up, just hear me out. Now, I don't want to talk over you, and I don't want you to talk over me. I listen to you. Just give me my 3 minutes. Give me my 3 minutes. What I'm saying is, we are at war. We're at war. No, I'm not. I haven't got it because you keep talking over me. Now, I said I agree with you. But what I'm saying to you, no matter if we're doing for self, no matter if our money is circulating, we're still being taxed, and we're still underrepresented. Okay? No matter what, until we completely pull out of this system, we still have say-so on what our money is being used for. So that is why it's important that we address this contract. So what I'm saying is, if we're not going to speak on the fact that we must have say-so on what they do with our money, we should shut this conversation down, because at this point, Martin, is counterproductive. Real talk.
Okay, but
real talk. We all over the board. We all over the board.
Okay.
We're talking about these two.
Okay. All right. Listen up, people.
When you have a nation.
Hold on. No, hold on. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna let you say something, new caller. But let me just say something. Go ahead, George. Go ahead. Let me hear your rebuttal to that. Go ahead, George.
Now, we are very aware about taxation without representation. That's between the British and the American colonies. But the bottom line is that that's a nation. But we have to do what we have to do right now. You're bleeding right now, and you cannot legislate love. These people hate us. They're not going to do what you want them to do. So you have to do what you got to do. You bringing them that contract, and you telling them that you want them to do that. They're not going to do that. So even if they don't do that, you got to do what you have to do. And the bottom line is that you have to be selfish and focus on you. And you say counterproductive. No. It's very productive. If they don't give you your taxes and they taxing you, you still got to live. You still got to educate your kids. You still need jobs, goods, and contracts and service. So you got to do it. You think that they're going to agree. They're going to agree. No, they're not. They're going to still tax you, and you're not going to get it. You got by any means necessary. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open the door, I get it myself. They're not going to open this door. You got to kick the door open and do what you got to do. And that's very productive. Having a Black Wall Street in spite of racism. And they didn't depend on
I don't think that you heard what I just said. You didn't hear what I said because you talking way off the wall.
No,
you didn't hear what I just said.
Don't you know these white
No, but you didn't hear what I said. I never talked to this Black Wall Street, brother.
You don't know.
Brother, I never talked about that. I said as long as we're being taxed.
You don't know.
I said as long as we're being taxed, we need to have a say and where our money is.
Okay.
They had to go to war. The 13 colleges had to go to war with Britain. Britain wasn't going to do that. Are you willing to go to war with these white folks? Are you willing to do that?
We already at war with white folks. George, you ain't noticed that?
Are you? Yeah, you at war. You at war with the Asians. You at war with the Hispanics. You at war with the whites. Did you know what you have to do? You got to focus on.
Okay. George.
Only you can do it.
Hold on, George. George, hold it. George, hold it for a second. I got a new caller, y'all. Let me change the gears right here. Let me change. I got a new call. Okay.
Waiting on the white man.
Okay. Hold on, George. 9884. It's not a new caller, but 98. Go ahead, 9884.
Yeah, I could. For some reason, I couldn't be heard. I've been listening to discussion.
Okay. Go ahead. You haven't talked, Will. Go ahead, Will. Listen, do me a favor. Hold on, Will. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna give Will 3 minutes. Even if he says something that you don't like or don't agree, he's been waiting. He haven't said anything. So I got to give him at least 3 minutes without any interruption. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead. I got to be fair. Go ahead, Will.
First, we don't really want separation because I've been pushing even the George to to go to Africa, George. So America is never going to allow Black people to do anything in America. But folks don't want to do nothing with the taxes because if you don't like being taxed, what started the revolution was people stopped paying their taxes. That was the tea tax. And they've been paying.
Involves the tea tax. That's right.
So if you ain't willing to separate, you talk about this separation. But the only way you can separate from white people is to leave America. You have to separate yourself from white people, but you're scared of going to Africa. I came back because I'm the director. I came back to America because I'm the director. George, can you be quiet for a second? I came to Africa because I'm the director of repatriation. I've been pushing people into Africa for the last 15 years. I was in Africa in 1998 when we opened the door, no return. The reason they had to open it, the thing is, the Gala was because of the work that we did when we created the Gala Festival in Chicago. Because we know our people are stuck in a mentality, but at the same time, because our people are scared of Africa, we are here having to deal with this system. Now, this system has a structure of government. So if you're going to deal with this system, you have to understand how to deal with the structure of a government. And therefore, if we talk about the Board of Education, we have to take over the superintendent because that dictates what happens to your Board of Education. If you talk about the police, you have to take over the superintendent of police. Talk about the parliament, you have to take over the parliament, the superintendent. Those are the ones who make the policy control everything up under it. So I think that when you say you want a mayor, you got to say, well, these are departments that we want. We want this department. We want this department for our support. Because that's what, if we say, okay, I want the business department, then we know all the contracts that come out the contract department. We say we want education, we want the education contract department. We want to be department so we can pass that money out. But what I'm hearing is that we don't understand that at the end of the day in American politics, how it's ran and who control and how you either control or discontrol. Harold Washington had to learn, and I think that we have not looked at and really studied Harold Washington in terms of how he took over his society, was able to take over his situation. Because with certain work that we had to do around Harold Washington to make it happen. Yeah, Harold Washington got elected, but remember the first 2 years he was in office, he controlled nothing. city council was whipping on Harold's behind, if we not took our case in the federal court and drew those maps that proved that black people were more black than they were saying it was here. Because you have to understand that in the census tract since 1870, black people have been undercounted. We forget that they used to count us as 3/5 of a man.
That's right.
At what point did they get us back to a whole man? So the numbers that they've given us historically, that's why I tell you, Martin, no, we have the votes here. The question is, our people have become so discouraged because the politicians who have been leading our community have not been able to produce anything but them good checks for themselves. Mm-hmm. And so they really have no interest in politics because they ain't getting nothing for them. Mm-hmm. Because in the last 30 years, my friend just wrote a book. He said, it's about Chicago politics. The next book is Buy My Vote. Because we started getting our votes down there. You don't pay me, I don't work. Yeah, you work one day, they pay you for working election day, and they don't know talk to you again for 4 more years. Because that's how we've been chopping ourselves off. You know, if we don't get paid, we ain't gonna work election. You don't pay me, I ain't working. That's the rap on the streets. And so once they pay you that little 1 day pay, they don't think they owe you nothing else. I paid you. That's all you ask for, is to be paid on election day. So one, our community got to stop using themselves for just this little short money game. 2, you have to know what departments in government you want to go after. It just can't be, we want a manifesto, because the manifesto is too wide open. You got to say what departments you want in government to control. And so that's what I think it'd be more precise. That's why I said, if it was a medium, I didn't hear about it. I'm in the black community. Right. Even though I live on the north side, you know, in my ward, we have a black alderman, and we have a black state representative on the north side of Chicago. Nobody came over and talked to us black people.
Okay. Well, hold it right. Will. Okay, he's done. He's done. Go ahead, Sister. Sister Erica, before you go, let me just say something. In that black contract, they did break it down. And they did break it down. They had different departments. They had the building, the help me out, the education. Yeah, they broke it down, brother. So you got to listen, brother. See, listen, we cannot on this line. But hold on, brother.
I said they didn't communicate to the whole black community.
Right. Oh, okay.
I never heard about that meeting.
Brother, but I tell you what. Hey, brother, hold on, brother. Hold on. It was on social media. It was on my page. It was on a lot of other people's social media. You know, she said they had 100-some people. Okay, so I'm just saying, brother. Okay, well, it was there.
I told Will to come to your page, Mark.
Okay, it's on my Will.
I got 25 social media groups on Facebook alone.
I told you about Martin today, Will. You didn't know he was coming on.
I knew he was coming on. I didn't know he was discussing.
Yeah.
No, you didn't know it.
But okay, let Erica. Come on, Sister Erica. Brother Will, we gotta stop. We gotta stop being emotional. Let the sister talk. Come on, Sister Erica. I'll let you have 5 minutes by yourself. I'm gonna give you some more time. Go ahead, Sister Erica. I'm gonna give you some more time, Brother Will. Go ahead. I know. Listen. Listen, Brother Will. Hold on. First of all, Will, let me say something. I only invited 3 people on this live. I invited Sister Doris, Sister Erica, and Brother George Blakemore. Those are only 3 on the panel. Now, you told me when I came in here that you was here. You said that George told you to call in. I didn't ask you to leave, not one time. I didn't ask you to leave. Now, George, did I ask you to come on? Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You can't overtalk me. George, did I ask you to come on here today? George Blakemore. Sister Erica, did I ask you to come on here today? Sister Doris, did I ask you to come on the platform today? Okay, Will. So basically, Will, you're a guest, brother. I'm not gonna let you dominate the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, brother. No disrespect. You know, no, I'm just saying. I'm right. But regard, they are my guests. They're gonna speak. I'm gonna give them priority over you, brother.
You said dominate, sir. I've been dominated.
Right. Right. Okay.
Dominate.
I said I'm not gonna let you allow you to dominate. That's what I said. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Okay. Sister Erica, come on. And I told you I was gonna come back to you, Will. Come on, Sister Erica.
Okay.
Sister Erica, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, Mark, I just want to just make this clear to the listening audience, because we're all over the place and we're talking about what happened in the past and, you know, what we need to do and what, you know, we're talking about what we're confronted with. Okay. And I know that voting is not going to free us. We understand all of that. But the fact is, we are in a white supremacist system. And what we're doing is trying to fight it the best that we know how. What we have presented, like I said, we hear this every 4 years from our people. What's in it for Black people? Now that a few of us have got together, and when I say a few, I mean me and Sister Doris, we came together and we came up with this idea, and it is based off of Harold Washington's policy. If anyone out in the listening audience or the guests, if you want to go and find out what, you know, about the 30% policy, look up Harold Washington. He wouldn't allow people to do business with the city of Chicago without including 30% of his people, giving contracts to his people. This is just the way he operated. And we duplicated that, but we added a little more to it. So stop trying to attack us. Stop trying to minimize what we're doing as if it's nothing, especially when you haven't done anything to make our condition better, especially when you haven't put anything on paper to present to these politicians, especially when you haven't delivered a message to our people that we can no longer vote just to vote. In order for us to give our votes to anyone today, I don't care if they Black, white, red, brown, green, yellow, purple. I don't care who they are. In order for us to give them our votes, they have to give us something in return. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. All this other stuff about what they did in Black Wall Street, now, yeah, we already know that. But what are we doing today, right now? While they are using our tax dollars against us, they're using our tax dollars to fund people coming across the border illegally. They're using our tax dollars. Yes, you can. When I finish, like I said, they're using our tax dollars to fund people that's crossing the border illegally. We have a whole homeless population here in Chicago that's being ignored. Okay? That's why. Let me tell you why that's happening. Because in the housing department, Sister Doris, do you have those numbers for the housing department? The percentage of white, the percentage of Black, and the percentage of Hispanic. Do you have that?
Okay, Chicago Housing Authority, the budget again is $1.2 billion. This is 719 employees. 54% of them are white. 13% of them are Hispanic, and 12% of them are Black.
You wonder why Black people are laying under FIDOT on the side of the expressway. You are wondering why they're in 10 cities all over the community, because you have 54% of white people in there running the housing authority. That should be addressed. We will never get things to go our way. We have people that was living in the projects. They were promised a right to return, and they were promised not affordable housing.
mean?
See, if Dallas and Brandon Johnson signed this contract, okay, we would have to decide which one we would think would represent us best, right? We would decide that as a community, okay? And even if they got in, and they get in and they think that they in the clear, no, you are not. We're gonna ride your ass. We're gonna ride your ass like a horse. I'm gonna tell you like that. If you think you're gonna get in there and you're gonna do the opposite of what you said you're gonna do, we are looking into it right now, how to recall a mayor, and we are also looking into how to recall J.B. Pritzker for pushing this pedophilia on our children. We are not playing no more. All the days of playing, we don't want to talk about what happened in the past. We're dealing with what's happening right now. And if people don't understand that, they want to keep trying to minimize what we're doing and downgrade us and attack us. Guess what? I'm putting God first. And God, we already got the victory. Our first order of business was to get Mayor Lightfoot out of there. And she's out of there. Okay? Our second order of business is to get our people to stop voting just to vote. Get something in return for your vote. And that's it, and that's all. We don't need to keep going back and forth about what happened in Black Wall Street and what happened in 1919 and all that. We're not there. We're here in 2023. Okay? Let's deal with what's going on right
The
now.
reason you're in the shape you are in 2023 because you didn't learn from the past and your ass gonna stay in the same condition. You got to look back to move forward. You got to look back. That's why the ancestors pray. Just keep praying till your hour. You got to look back. The blacks were doing better back then than your ass is doing now. So don't talk about the past. Don't go there. Don't go there now, because they had more than you have now. You got more sense with your contract. Just do it. We're going to see how it's going to play out. They had more in Black Wall Street. You don't have nothing to say. Don't go back. Don't talk about the past. You're going too far now because you don't have nothing. Look at the people.
You went too far, George. It's nobody from Black Wall Street standing in front of you right now. You got Sister Erica and Sister George standing up for Black people. I don't see nothing that you can do.
Oh, y'all. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it, y'all. Hold it. Hold it. Hold on. Hold on. Slow down. Slow down.
We wouldn't be here if we followed the past. History is very important. You won't come up with something new. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun.
What did I just say, George? You study trying to attack somebody. George, you study trying to attack somebody.
No.
George, you are being counterproductive, George. You study trying to attack somebody. We are doing something good for our people, and you study attacking us.
You don't have.
Okay. All right.
You young. You're gonna come up with something new. Nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. You come tell me Black Wall Street. Yeah, get to Chicago the way it used to be then. Say better schools. You gonna come up with a new idea. Oh, okay, nice lady. I hope it works. Pray. I hope they obey this contract. I hope you're innovative. I hope you're motivated, and I hope you succeed. Okay? Do it.
Yeah.
You know what?
George.
Same type of Negro mindset that went against the same
George. Okay, Sister Erica.
It was the same Negro that said that they couldn't do it. Okay?
Okay.
You got that same mindset telling us
George. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Hold up. Hold on, George. Hold on. We're gonna let Sister Doris talk right now. Come on, I can't, y'all running my blood pressure up. It ain't running up now, but Sister Doris, come on. Come on.
Martin,
Nobody speak but Sister Doris. Come on,
I
sister.
didn't-
Go ahead.
I didn't come on this show, nor did Erica come on this show.
No, George come on this show. Well, we all got to work together. Let's not talk about the ancestors didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I finished.
Okay. George, let her talk.
Yes,
Let her
yes,
talk.
sir.
We got to calm things down.
What
Come
we
on.
did-
We the elders. Go ahead.
What we did, we took our time. This was done over 3 to 6 months or more. We took our time and we put this together because we thought we were thinking that, you know, we've got to deal with the economic piece. The economic piece is contributing to all of the problems that we're having today. And we've got to learn how to stay on an agenda. This agenda tonight was about discussing these candidates and discussing this contract with Black Chicago 2023, pointing out 13 different departments of the city of Chicago, letting everyone know how much money is spent in each one of these departments, and to say to Black people, no longer can we, if we're going to stay in politics, we can no longer continue to allow politicians to come to our neighborhoods, to come to our communities, and ask for our vote, and we not demand something of them. We not give them an agenda to follow. We can't do that. All I'm saying, and I'll go back as an example. Let me finish. I'll go back as an example. With the Chicago Police Department, this $1.9 billion budget, we cannot allow them to have over 50% of the police officers are white, and white people only make up 33% of the population in Chicago. But 50% of the police officers are white. Only 21% are Black, 25% are Hispanic. We have a population of 29%. So what we're saying, the bottom line here, we're just saying we want in each one of these departments, we want to reflect our population of 29%. This is all we're saying, because all of this is leading to all of the problems that we're having. We can't come on and talk, have an agenda. Then we start talking about what went on in slavery time. Oh, we know all of that. And George, everything that you're saying, listen, everything that you're saying, I'm not in disagreement with that. But we're talking about—
I'm in agreement with what you're saying too. I agree with you. A specific agenda, Black people, these are your tax dollars. These are your tax dollars. Black people, you are powerful. We are powerful, and we can change anything. That is our history. We set precedent for everything. So you're going to have to say to these politicians, this is what you're going to have to do for us. Now, you may have some other issues in the community. That's why we're saying, put it in the chat so that we can look at it and we can add it to this agenda. This is not written in stone. This is just the beginning for us to start going forward. Let's not vote for people without asking them to meet our needs, to do for us what they're doing for other people, and that's what other people do. And we're not. I'm not about arguing. This is about the future. This is about our children. This is about our children. I want our children to understand that you can have a template. You can write up an agenda, and you can say to someone, if you want my vote, this is what you're going to have to adhere to. Thank you. Could I speak?
Okay, go ahead, George. I'm going to let Will. I got to let Will go next, George. Go ahead, George. Go ahead. I'm going to let Will go because he's been quiet. Go ahead.
I agree with these articulate ladies and what I understand clearly what they're doing. They have gone down with every department in the city of Chicago and given statistics how many black people work there, how much the budget, and how much is being designated for the black community. I agree. So we know that's easy to do because you can just see that it's not, the finance is not coming to our community. But what I was saying, I kind of got a little upset because history is very, very important. It shows what have happened in the past, where you will look in the future to see where you have to go. Now, it shouldn't be any argument. We're on the same page. But what I'm saying, that I do not agree, even with those statistics. You come to the politicians and they sign it. And what is your plan to make sure that they're enforced and you get what you ask for? Now, you ask for this, they can sign it, and you don't get it. Then what will you do? But something that I've been trying to emphasize, instead of the taxes, all the money. Have you ladies seen how much money leaves the black community by the way you all spend your money for your hair?
You're
spend your
right.
money for your food. You spend your money for all these things, and what return do you get when other people are getting money? The same thing that you're demanding for the government and the politicians, you demanded for business in your area.
May I say one thing, George?
I heard your little sweet voice.
Okay.
So strong and so tenderly, giving us a tender loving care. Just your little voice like a little angel. And maybe I'm coming in like a devil. Well, I'm saying at the same time you're demanding the politicians. Have an agreement from the black people. Each one of us look in the mirror and say, what can I do? What can we do to keep this economic part, this money in our neighborhood? Now,
we can do that in addition, George. We can do that in addition.
I listen to your little angel voice now.
I'm
All
sorry.
these statistics. You know that I go to city government all the time and I listen, and I just don't go down there and just be talking, and I learn. What you're saying is correct, but it's another element. You have to bless you. And the way you can bless you is put responsibility on us. But you should have the statistics, how much money we spend with white folks for wine, beer, marijuana, drugs, how much money we spend for food, how much money do we spend for hair and nails and service station, our cars and mechanics, all of that money. We have to do it all. And we got to do it together. So we just can't stay focused on these various departments. What your statistics are true, but I challenge you two ladies to, okay, where do you, right now, the food that you got in your icebox, the shoes on your feet, and some of you ladies were so nice. I met one of y'all was buying toilet paper from a black man. Good, but that toilet paper come from a white and the black one said it. But y'all was still buying that paper that time you came out to a Carolyn thing with Nisha. I watch you ladies, and I think that you all are great, but it's not too late to even be greater by bringing these other things in. And I kind of got a little upset when you say history. That's in the past. Black Wall Street in the past. That's old time. That's new time. That these old people had safer communities that without the government. They had safe communities, buying from each other, loving each other, respecting each other. It wasn't that killing. But you name, and you said, poverty goes, crime goes with poverty. Sometimes crime. You can be poor and somebody. I'm a clear example. I am a clear example. I'm old. I'm black. I get public housing and food stamps and all of that. But I used to make a lot of money. Food and money soon get caught. I'm trying to let my young people know, don't be foolish. Go into business. I never started getting public subsidies until I was 75. Now I'm 81. And we can make money. When money comes in your hands, you can control that money. You pay taxes.
You know what? I never heard us say anything against our people opening businesses. I never heard anybody say anything about that tonight. That's why I'm saying this whole conversation has been took off track, Martin.
Yeah.
This is what everything that, look, let me tell you something. I watched George. I look at George videos like every other day. George is down there at City Hall.
George. George.
About what's going on in
George.
Chicago.
George. George, look at. Hold on, George. Let me say something. I need to speak, both of you guys. I need to speak. Let me say something. George and Erica. George, I need to speak, George, I need to speak. I need to talk. Let me just say something. Let me say something to both of you guys right here. Okay, now, in my heart, when Erica was talking about what happened in the past, she wasn't discrediting the past, but she was only saying that don't use the past to discredit what we're trying to do now. That's all she was saying. We in 2023. That's all. I know, not you. Hold on, George. I'm just telling you. I'm just speaking. I just want to tell you. And I know Erica personally. You know a person. I know. But listen, George. Listen. One thing I can say both. Okay, you guys are both smart. I know that. But let me just say that. I understand what you said. We should never throw the past out of it. But what Erica was saying, we cannot use the past to discredit what they're trying to do in 2023 right now. Now we're not going to forget the past. No, I'm not saying you. No, you never see. No, but George.
I'm telling her that she is a lot of wealth right here.
Yes.
In the community but she's going to govern it, and I hope that taxation without representation, that was dealing with Great Britain and the colonies. Now in the day, you can't pull your taxes away from these people. They'll lock you up and take your property.
Right.
And then you can still pay taxes, and they still don't respect you. They can take your property for infinite domain and lie and say they're going to build one thing and then build another and take. Don't trust these white folks. You cannot have a contract with these people. These people are not honorable.
George.
These people are not.
George.
Are not to be trusted.
George.
And thank you, young man.
George.
Mr. Johnson.
Okay, George, just hold on, George. Let me just say this. Every one of us that, okay, I'm finna let Will talk. Every one of us that lived enough time, we know that they can't be trusted. But brother, if our money is involved and we paying taxes, we have to put a demand. We can't just sit down on our hands, George, and do nothing. When you go down to the county, when you go down to City Hall, council meeting, George, you're not there just to be talking. You letting them know, hey, I know y'all crooks. Y'all know y'all doing things. And you fighting them with words. And that's the same thing we got to do. We got to make these people sign on dotted line. And even if they don't apply by it or go by it, we got proof, hey, that you agreed to this. Then we could take things to another level. Let me give you our example. The young people march and protest when that young man got shot 16 times. What they got out of it? They got the body cams, they got the dash cams, they got Anita Alvarez out of there, Ronnie Emanuel resigned, the superintendent. So they put the work in. So all I'm saying is, George, we have to. Okay, George. Yes, George. What I'm saying is, we have to do something. We just can't sit still. We can't sit still and don't do nothing and complain. That's all I'm saying. Sister Doris and Sister Erica, they did the research. We understand. Now, whether it may work or not, we don't know. But we would never know if it don't work if they don't try. They got to put, that's what they're here for. They're here to put it out there, tell black people, let us stop voting. Let us stop voting, and we're not getting nothing out of them. Listen, a whore got better sense enough to get money in her hand before she lay down with a man.
Thank you.
So that's all we saying. Listen,
Thank you, Brother Martin.
that's all she's saying. Yeah, listen, a whore got better sense to know. Listen, before she open up legs, get that money first. But I'm just saying, George, I know, but George, what we do, George, I know, George.
Stupid whores, and they trying to get their nappy hair fixed. They're whores.
Right, George. Let's. Doris. Let me let Brother Will. Let me give Will a chance. I'll give him 5 minutes. George, give Will 5 minutes. Will, give George, let me give Will 5 minutes because he's been real patient. Come on, Will. Nobody, please don't interrupt him. Go ahead, Will.
But I think that our community is dire straits because I think that, even though we live in America, we really still don't understand America. And when I say that you have to be able to understand how the structure is done, the young lady asked me what I did for black people. I'm in the history books, Go take your record. Look up the name Crosby. We sued and created more black districts for black people to have representation when they were undercounting our numbers. Look at Harold Washington when he got his power, when he didn't have the power before. It was our case that gave him his power that he was able to do the 30%. And we never had a written contract with her, but we had a verbal relationship with her. It said, when you get the power, you're going to pass this money out. And what he did under the 29, when he saw they kept messing with him, he started taking the money. So y'all gonna play me like, you're gonna play me wrong? I'm taking the money from y'all. He started taking people's contracts. So you got to have somebody who's willing to be a stand-up mayor, no matter what it is at the end of the day. And when it comes to how these different budgets run, well, we have to not to talk about what's there, but how do we get control of a position that controls who passes the money out? Yeah, look at the CHA. We got a black man over there, but he's a puppet to developers. Mm-hmm. So a guy wrote a book that Prince Fanon called "Black Skin, White Man." Mm-hmm. We have black people who are black, but they have a white mask on. And so when I hear what George said, look, we grow food. We got our own farm. I've been involved with independent living throughout the system for many years. I was with the United Front of Cairo, Illinois. We built 324 homes in Cairo. We fought the Ku Klux Klan in Cairo too, in armed warfare. So I don't know where you've been, little sister, but I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. I've been dead in the movement. Kwame Ture, H. Rap Brown. So I don't know where you were, but I know what I've been doing. And I know that what I'm telling you is that you can write all the manifestos you want, but if you can't produce society of people who show that they got power, that's why I said you all had a meeting. I thought y'all did a tremendous job writing up an issue. But if it's just paper written on paper, they don't have people to back it up. It's just paper. So if you can't come to the door with people who are following what you're saying, 100 people compared to some 100,000 black people in this city means what? Come on, we have to be able to generate masses of people And I
That's
thought
right.
we've been
That's
dealing,
right.
this pandemic project. One thing I respect George for, if nothing else, George goes down to City Hall. You know, I tell George, our people are ready, George, because, you know, I was in City Hall and I saw they wasn't ready. You know, they think that the politicians are going to take everything and they can just sit in their house and he's going to come bring it to them. Nobody brings you nothing in America. They don't tell you about programs. You know, I know I worked in the Mayor Washington's job. I gave out jobs. And the jobs were there, but so many people who we thought knew about it knew nothing of it. I've experienced so many different experiences in my 70 years. You know, I worked in Washington, D.C. Now, in fact, I worked in 54 different cities as an organizer of housing displacement. When I was screaming to people, when we fell out with the black folks on the West Side who chose to jump with Daley and left Sawyer the night before the election, I told you this was going to be a mistake. It's going to help. It's going to hurt our community for years to come. And they went and took that little bitty money, and then he started displacing them first on the West Side. You know, so when you start talking about how you deal with this white man, you know, I went to Africa. I left America 11 years ago. I gave up on it because I said black folks ain't gonna change, and they don't want to separate from white folks because they're scared. They're scared to leave white people. They so caught up in the being Americans, even though they would say they ain't Americans. If they knew anything about the Dred Scott decision done by the Supreme Court, it says Africans will never be Americans. And even though they act like we are, we're not. We're not treated like Americans, and we forget that this is an immigrant country. So yeah, they take care of all the immigrants. They have a thing, just for y'all's knowledge, called the waiver of visa. 37 European countries come to America without a visa. They don't need, all they do is get on the plane and fly in. So like people are taking these Hispanics. There's 68 million Germans in America.
That's right. Totally.
I'm a statistical person. That's what my job was, doing statistics. So with the numbers you all are reading, there are no numbers that I'm not new to because I've dealt with city budgets. When I worked in the city council.
Okay.
I see me and my brother, I helped my brother go through the city budget.
Okay.
The reason they got out because we created the Fred Hampton Street.
Okay. Hey, brother.
The down bird.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Brother. Sir. Sister Doris is next.
Let me just get a rebuttal.
Okay.
Quick,
Sister. Okay.
real quick.
Okay. Come on. So then, Sister Doris got it.
So,
Okay.
brother, everything you saying, everything you saying. Okay, I give you your badge and your stars and all that. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, instead of you all attacking us and trying to dismantle what listen, but just hear me out.
Brother. Brother, listen to her. I let you talk about 6 minutes straight without an interruption. So just give her a minute, then I got to go, Sister. Okay, brother. Okay, just I get. Oh, okay. Come on.
Come. Jesus, man.
You're attacking me now, and you don't even realize. You're attacking me right now, and brother, all I'm getting ready to say, with all the knowledge that you have, instead of trying to minimize what we're doing and downgrade it, why don't you come on board with us with all the knowledge that you have and help us to get it in a bulletproof form where we can do all the things that you suggested. Instead of us having a public fight, when the purpose of this call, the purpose of this conversation is to get our people on board and to change their minds, to let them know that we can no longer vote just to vote. Okay? Why don't you join us instead of beating us up over the damn airwaves? And the same thing with you, George. The thing, just hear me out, brother. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Just hear me out, George. listen to this. You can wish me all that, but just hear me out first, okay? Just hear me out first, George.
Yeah.
Just hear me out. Cause see, listen to this. I look at your videos all the time. I see you down in the city hall raising hell, calling people all types of names. Listen to what I'm saying, George.
I don't care.
Martin, you
Okay, I
said
got
you
it.
was gonna use the YouTube, Martin.
Go ahead,
Thank
sister.
you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Martin,
I got you. Go ahead.
I watch
Go.
George videos all the time with him down there raising hell in City Hall, in the chambers and all of that. I see him calling black people all types of low down dirty names and all of that. We're not on here doing that. We're asking our people to stand in solidarity with us to make a change. To stop Martin.
I got him. Got him.
We're asking our people to stand in solidarity with us to force change in Chicago. We can do everything that George suggested. We can do everything that the other brother suggested, but it don't make no difference. Our tax dollars are still tied up in this system, and we are not being represented. Look at what just happened over here in Woodline. Look at what just happened in Wadsworth. We have a whole homeless population here in Chicago. They have been overlooked. I just seen some videos of a brother on an undercover investigation. He said before these people started coming into the city, he was number 20 on the housing waiting list. Since they came, they bumped him to number 67. That's not right, Brother Martin.
Yeah, it's not right.
And this man is just, he fell on hard crimes. He's a veteran. I'm just saying, come on now. Our tax dollars, no matter what they say, our tax dollars are still being used for everyone else except black people.
Mm-hmm.
And all we're saying is that this is a new day. We need our money to represent us, to be used for our needs. What is wrong with that? Why are people getting on here speaking all, just going against everything that we are trying to put together that's good? If you don't like it or you don't think it's enough, join us and make it better. But don't get on here attacking us. Don't do that, because you lose our people when you do that. Our people are tired. They are ready for change. They are sick and tired. A lot of them suffering from mental illness, all types of stuff we're struggling with. So when somebody steps up and try and do something for the best for our people, why do people like these ones come and attack us? What in the hell is wrong with us that we don't even recognize when somebody is trying to do something good? What the hell is wrong with us? That's the problem that I'm having. Why would you come on now. If you see something wrong, you say, well, sis, I see that we can do this better. We can do it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it off the damn airwaves. We're not going to go back and forth and argue about this shit on the airwaves. See, that's the fucked up problem that we have. And see, I'm about to start cussing. That's why I'm going to get off here. Because we some fucked up ass people. When you don't recognize when people are honestly trying to force change and make things better for our people. Don't get out here fucking attacking us when we're trying to do something good. Because in my mind, you a fucking agent. You a fucking agent.
All right, Sister Erica. Sister. All right, Sister Erica. Listen.
I'm really fed up with all y'all bullshit at this point. Then you want to work with us. But don't fucking get on here attacking us, telling us what we doing ain't shit.
All right. All right, hold it right there, sister. Don't run your blood pressure. Let Sister Doris come on, calm us down. Sister Doris, come on, calm us down. Sister Doris, come on.
You know what it is?
Come on.
It saddens me, and it's very, very unfortunate that we cannot come together on anything. This is what you hear all day long on WBO. Black people attacking one another, Black people criticizing one another instead of coming together and trying to work with each other because we're all in this boat of racism and white supremacy. This is very, very sad. And it really, really saddens me. All we are trying to do is change the narrative. Say to politicians who are coming to you asking you for your vote, give them an agenda. Do not go forward, not presenting an agenda to these people. Teach this to our young people. Let's try to be an example for our young people so they won't continue to do what we are doing. It's very, very sad. And George, I just want to share one thing with you. What you were saying about how we spend our money with other people, you're absolutely right. I have an organization. It's called RRGBC, Repair, Restore, and Grow the Black Community, rrgbc.org. We come on every Wednesday night. We bring Black business people on. And that's all we talk about is spending our money with each other. We are up to 1.2 or 1.3, maybe $2 trillion. 98% of that money goes to everybody but us. I don't talk about what I do, Martin, but this rrgbc.org, my girlfriend and I started this organization when COVID came. Because during COVID, 50% of Black businesses were lost. Guess what, Martin? We finance it out of our pocket. We take no money from anyone. We can't even get grants because we refuse to change the language from Black to minority. That's one of the things that I do in addition to many others. So George, you're right. But we got to learn to stay on one agenda. We cannot continue to be all over the place because we're confusing our people. Everything that you brought up is legitimate. You're right. But we can do that another day. Let's come up with an agenda where we just talk about how much money Black people spend with everybody else and what they spend it on. I have that data. But we're talking about this political process that's taking place right here in Chicago. And all we wanted to do was point out to our people these 13 departments that your tax dollars are funding, but yet they're not hiring our people. And that's why you have unemployment in certain segments of our community that are so high. Black men not working, Black women not working, our young people don't have jobs. All of this goes back to these departments, the city government here the city government here in Chicago. And I just want to add something else. Every corporation in America is funded by the government, local, state, and national. Elon Musk, the wealthiest man in the world. Every corporation he started in his country, it's been from government assistance through tax breaks and everything else. We got to understand economics. And all we're talking about is on the local level. Just try to understand what's going on the local level. Understand that they're taking your tax dollars and white children only make up 10% of this population. But on that north side, they have the best schools. They have everything. They have tenured teachers. You don't have substitute teachers going into those schools every day like you do right here at Kenwood, which is a block away from me, like you have on the south side and the west side of Chicago. They don't have tenured teachers. They have substitute teachers. A substitute teacher cannot take the place of a permanent tenured teacher. That's what's going on in Chicago. And we have this $9.3 billion budget, and you cannot find Black teachers and put them in these schools and give them their tenure. They're giving it to the white teachers. That's all we're trying to get you to understand. say to Paul Vallis, you will put 10-year teachers in these schools. You will increase that 21% to 29% if our children are 35% of the population. And you know what we can do as an action item? If they don't do it, then we can organize and walk these streets and take our children out of these schools. And I bet you they'll do it because they're going to lose millions and millions, if not billions of dollars. That's all we're trying to say. That's the only thing we're trying to say. Do not go forward and vote for Brandon. Don't vote for Vallis unless you give them an agenda. If it's no more than coming into your house and fixing that sidewalk, because you know the streets on the south side and the west side of Chicago are the worst in the city. You know that, but these are your tax dollars that they're taking and they're doing anything and everything they want to do.
Go ahead, Sister Doris. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sister Doris. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's all we're trying to do. That's all we're saying to our people. That's all we're saying. Well, we can't go and stop. We're talking about today, not what happened 50 years ago. Yes, it happened. Well, what you're saying is true, but we're talking about today. Help us. Well, you have the knowledge. You have the experience. George, you have the knowledge. You have the experience. Help us. Let's just stay on the contract and help us. Help us go to the streets and organize our young people. Share this contract with these young people. These young people are wonderful young boys and girls. As I said, I live a block from Kenwood. When I'm walking down the street, Martin, and I hear them be this and MF this and cussing each other just scandalous. You know what I say to them? I say to them, you know what? You all are just too beautiful. You are my future. And you mean to tell me this is what I hear coming out of your mouths? You know what they say, Martin? Yes, ma'am. We're sorry. It's how you approach them.
Yes.
I can't go to them, B, you need to stop. I can't approach them that way. I am an elder. My role is to guide. These are wonderful young children. All of them are not ex-cons, and even the ones who are ex-cons. Wow, there's a cause. What caused them to go into those jails? Economics, lack of resources, lack of investment in them. All of this falls under the system of white supremacy. It has destroyed us going back 500 years ago. It's destroyed us. And all I'm trying to say, and all Erica and I are trying to say, let's just try something different. Help us. I don't know everything in the community. Let them know what you need. You have needs. Make them fix your streets. Make them take that TIF money and invest it in these blighted communities. And we're going to monitor them. We're not just saying this, you do this and we go away for 4 years. We're talking about monitoring these people. That means organizing. We're going to be meeting monthly or every other month. We're going to be meeting on these people. We're going to look at their records and see how they're voting. You can hold them accountable. Every other community does it but us. All we're doing is trying to change the narrative. That's all we're doing. That's all. I mean, we can at least try. Let's try it. We are powerful. We have powerful. We have power, but we talk from a strength, from a position of weakness. When you start saying you can't do this and they are not going to do this, who cares? We're talking about what we're going to do. We're talking about our power. We're going to use our power. We didn't get where we are by not fighting. Our ancestors were fighting on those slave ships. They were resisting on those slave ships. We've been resisting ever since we got here. But we're talking about a contract with Black Chicago 2023. We're talking about Paul Vallis. We're talking about Brandon Johnson. We're talking about you're not going to come before us and ask us for our vote without signing on to this contract. You're going to give us something for our vote. That's all we're saying.
Okay.
I don't disagree. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Bob. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't disagree with you, Doris, but what I'm saying is this. is that I've attempted to give you my vision, and from the moment I started speaking, you talk about being attacked, I was being attacked. I remember when I began my conversation, more people jumped in before I even got my thought out. And the reason I say it's because when we went through this with Harold Washington about what we wanted. That's why I mentioned that, Harold Washington, because when we got that 30%, that was something we had put on the table with Harold when he first ran. We weren't getting contract dollars out of the city. So like I said, it's nothing, George Wright would say it's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, I think that this was, I thought politics 101.
What?
So when I look at politics 101, I'm clearly looking at it from a basic race issue in Chicago, because Chicago is a racist city. That's me, first politics 101 in Chicago. Second, Brandon is a black man. So I have to talk to him as a black man to a black man. I don't expect nothing God is gonna do for black people. Yeah, you have all the manifestos you want. He ain't standing on no manifesto with black people. You forget that. So to keep mentioning his name as the final for me, it just ain't real. Because the white man ain't gonna sign on. He's been the white man who's helped destroying us. So I have a problem with you all keep raising his name as like he gonna sign the manifesto. He ain't. That's my problem.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
In my face.
Can I ask you a question too? What do we do to get what we want? And that's the thing that why we're here, because we need to get out. We need to get something for our tax dollars. We just can't sit still on our hand. And I've heard you say earlier, you gave up. You gave up on a lot of people. But I heard you say that. But brother,
the people are not engaged.
Okay, brother, let me just say this. Okay. But let me just, brother Will, let me say this. Let me say this to you. I understand what you're saying, but everybody is not sold out. Everybody, you got some, probably the majority, but there is a remnant out here, brother. There's a remnant that want to see black people as a mass do well. You got a lot of people out here that's for individual success or individual greed. But I want to see us do it as a whole. And that's what we're trying to do here, brother. We can listen. These two sisters, they have a vision. It's written down on paper. Now, whether anybody else want to believe it, God gave that to them. And they're coming on this platform, which I'm allowing them to get the word out. This is what we're trying to do for the black community. We know this is not no quick fix. We know that. They understand. They've been around long enough to know that this is not a quick fix. But see, the thing is, you got to admire these sisters for their ambition, for their fight, brother. You stop.
I got no problem with that.
I know, but you got, listen, hold on, brother. Listen, brother. Brother, listen. Brother, if he don't do, they trying. You've given up. You on the sidelines right now. I'm just saying. You said it yourself. You said it yourself. I gave up.
Since I became disabled, I just moved to disabled fight. I moved to CTA.
Brother, I'm talking about. Listen, brother Will. Listen, brother Will. What we ain't gonna do, real. What we're not gonna do, we're not gonna overtalk each other, brother Will. Listen, we're not gonna overtalk each other. That's what we're not gonna do. I'm not gonna scream and cuss at you. Now, listen. All I'm trying to say is these sisters. Brother, listen. This is not a first person thing. Me, myself, and I don't want to hear that. I want to hear we, third person, we. That's what I want to hear. These sisters got, like the sister said, if you think we're not doing something right, help us. That's all. That's it. Don't get mad at the sisters because they trying. Now, whether you believe in it or not. Now, look, give you guys an example. Walk past a tree. Now, would a person have a visionary mind that say, you know what? I see a table, I see a chair, I see notebook paper, I see a handle, all of that coming out of a tree. But with a person without no vision and the thinking mind, they just see a tree. That's all they see, leaves. But with a person that thinking with a vision, these sisters have a vision. That's why I'm allowing them to come on here. They got boldness. They're not trying to feed their pockets. It's not about their organization. It's about Black people and our future, people. We don't need no quick fix. We need a permanent fix. Don't put no Band-Aid on no gunshot wound. You put another 1,800 police officers out here. That's not going to solve no crime. What you going to do with the 1,800 police officers? Put them in the white business area to protect their business? You sure enough ain't going to put them on Madison and Pulaski, 63rd and Halsted, 69th and Halsted, where all these crimes are going on, open drug market. They're not going to do that, people. Listen, I'm still on the subject. As long as crime was contained in certain communities, certain zip codes, it was okay. But when it came downtown, now y'all saying we. I'm just telling the truth, people. They always told us in the Black community, the reason why you guys have crime in y'all community, this is one of the reasons. Y'all don't call the police, y'all don't cooperate with the police, and y'all don't say nothing. That's what they say. Now, what are they saying up north side now, downtown? Is it the same thing now? Now it's a problem. Now you want a law and order politician now. And we know what that means. That means war on our Black children. We know what that means. When you say law, those are white supremacist talking points. Tough on crime, law and order. We know what that means. People, quit acting dumb. And I'm not calling you dumb. Quit acting dumb. This is not about individual success. And we thank God for that brother. He has accomplished a lot. But guess what, brother? You only good as your last accomplishment. You quit. You stop. These sisters are going. They keep going. And I love Michael Jordan.
And Martin,
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
And Martin, we're not naive.
Mm-hmm.
We're not naive about Belly.
Mm-hmm.
We're not naive. He could sign and still not do anything. But I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about our power.
Mm-hmm.
Our power. What we can force him to do. If you don't do it, then you will be a one-time mayor. White folks are going to do what white folks are going to do. What are we going to do? How are we going to use our power? I'm talking about the power of Black people, the power that we have. But we keep talking like we don't have any power. This weak position. I don't give a damn about Belly. I'm talking about what you are going to do. If you don't do it, you don't get our vote, and he needs our vote to win.
That's it.
Because we have power.
That's it. No politician that's running for mayor, Brandon Johnson, Paul Vallis, can win without the Black vote. You would not become the mayor without the Black vote. And we know this. Don't we, Sister Doris? We know this. And let us exercise our power. Mm-hmm. That's all we're saying. You know,
we've done the numbers.
Yes.
We've done the numbers.
Yeah, that's it. And Sister Doris, I commend you guys. Trust me, because you're doing the work. Now, a lot of people, they stop. They're giving up. They fell by the wayside, if I may use that term. But you guys are going. You're fighting. You're fighting. You're still in the ring. You're still in. Yes, go ahead, Mama.
And
go ahead.
They fall by the wayside because of this weak position that we come with.
Mm-hmm.
They give up. They give up because they get tired. I'm all night sometimes working on stuff. I don't have to do this. I don't talk about me personally because it's not about me. It's about my people. It's about these children. It's about my grandchildren's children. Black children they deserve to have a future just like these other people's children. We have to fight for them until we can't fight anymore. I'm tired. I get tired. I talk this stuff 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
I live it 24/7. It is not about me. It's about these little Black boys and girls who are wonderful, wonderful children, human beings. Like these kids over here at Kenwood, thousands of them that go over there every day. It's about their future. It's not about me. I'm comfortable. But what does it say? Too much is given, much is expected.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about me. It's about the future. It's about the children. It's not, 15, 16, 17-year-old people. It's not about us. It's about these babies. It's about trying to stop these babies from killing each other. If we had the resources to put into these communities and give them trade schools, give them something to do. There's a book, I can't remember the name of the book, but it's about these Jewish people when they was first lived on the west side of Chicago, and the women went back to work. Well, the women were not in the home. So the children were becoming delinquent children. These are white European Jewish people. What did they do? They built organizations, institutions to put their children in. They had the resources. If we had resources, we could build institutions to put our children in. I will say again, every company, every corporation, every white business in America is being financed by local, state, and federal dollars, which are our tax dollars. That's all I'm trying to get us to understand. This is your money, people. You work for this money. They took this money out of your paycheck. Make them hire more Black teachers and put them on the south side of Chicago. Make them go and hire some of those tenured teachers that they got rid of under Rahm Emanuel, seasoned teachers who know how to handle our children. Make them raise that 21% to 29%. Teachers, social workers, psychologists, OT, PT, nurses, across the board. All these white teachers in this system teaching our kids and can't do anything with them. And when the little 8 or 9-year-old boy gets out of order, they want to put them in special education. How do I know? Because I was a counselor and that's what I handled. And I stopped it when I was in the system. It can be done. It can be done. We can start trying to turn this around like everything else we can start trying to turn around. We can do it. If our ancestors can survive that middle passage, I am standing on their shoulders. They survived the middle passage. They survived 240 years of slavery, 90 years of Reconstruction. And let's go into Jim Crow up to today. If they survive that, you mean to tell me we can't give somebody a doggone agenda? And say if you don't abide by it, then you don't get our vote.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta say it with strength. We gotta say it with power.
And believe it. And believe it. And those of you that fell by the wayside, you don't have no right to complain because you've given up. You've given up. This old scripture said, the race is not given to the swift or the strongest, but it's given to the one that endured to the end. And that's what we're doing. We're enduring. We're enduring. And I thank God for all accomplishments that a lot of you guys have done in the past. And we don't want to throw them away. George is right. But right now, we're in 2023, and we got to make them happen right now. We need help right now. Trust me. And those of you that can help and not tear down, help these two sisters. I'm helping by allowing them to come on this platform free and tell us what we need to do and what we ought to put on these, make them sign. Trust me. All these politicians that have ever done, Sister Doris, come by and lecture slide with us, come to our little picnic, come in our church and, you know, and dance with us, and we think they okay. That's it. Kiss the babies.
Yeah.
And take photo ops. Oh, he cool. She cool. I'm going to vote for him. He one of us. It's all a game. It's all a game that's being played on ordinary people. So I'm telling you, people, we have to demand something for our investment if we want. These are our tax dollars that we're paying toward these politicians, their salaries. We have to demand something. Look at Inglewood and look at Roseland. Look like a bomb came through there and somebody dropped a bomb on them. All mess up, vacant lots, vacant buildings, poverty everywhere. 250-some churches in Inglewood. Look at all the crime, all the gun violence, drugs, prostitution. All that, people. Liquor stores, foreign-owned stores. It's real, people. It's like that. And we continue. We say in the conscious world, if you continue to do the same thing and expect a different result, that's insanity. We have to change. Whether we want to believe it or not, they sign it, they don't sign it. We got to present it to them. We got to let them know we're watching. And we demand something for you, from you, if you get in our office and if you get our vote. I'm with you, Sister Doris, on that. I got one more caller.
Help us set up a forum. Help us set up a forum and have them come and speak to the people pertaining to this agenda.
I will do that. You know, I got the equipment to do all that. I will do that. I will help.
Yes.
Trust me. I got one caller. Let me just take this little call. I don't know what they talking about. Area code 912. You've been holding on for so long. 912. Did you want to say something? Because we've been on here almost 3 hours. We have been on here.
What's going on? What's going on, Martin?
Go ahead. I'm gonna give you. I appreciate your patience, Sarge. But it's been a heated debate. We really wasn't coming on here to debate, but we're just trying to get something going, brother. Something's on paper. All that talking.
Yeah,
we need.
I understand.
Yeah, documentation. Did you want to say something real quick? Did you want to say something?
Being born and raised in Inglewood and getting up out of there and coming back to visit, you know, when I come back to visit, it's just like I'm going back to the 60s when I come back to Chicago. It really is. And I don't understand why. You know, it's just like going back to the 60s, don't drink out this water fountain and all that. That's the whole Chicago vibe right there. See? And I don't say a lot about being outside of that environment because people think I'm trying to step down on people or belittle people or this or that or something negative, you know. I'm just calling it like I see it. You know, I will leave, go back to visit, whatever, and with the way people express themselves, the conversations, everything going on, it's just like this is pre-Malcolm, Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King, you know, they got executed days. That same mentality lives in Chicago, you know? And I understand everybody that's on the, well, I'm for my people. And look, everybody can't win. You got a basketball team. There can only be one MVP. There can only be one MVP. Everybody can't win. See? If everybody do the best that they can, to make an effort moving forward, not just standing there in one spot. See, that's just how I see things.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I get a verbal lashing, verbal beat down from people when I say that. And then the ever elusive, oh, well, just because you got out, you, hold on. What you mean I got out? Was I enslaved? I wasn't in slavery. Okay? I just thought to myself, there's got to be a better way of living out there somewhere. And I'm going to find it. And I'm going to live it. Myself and a bunch of other people that are from Inglewood, right off 69th and Halsted, Emerald, Lowe, Union, Parnell. We all are living pretty much in the same area. Some kind of way we ended up staying not really far from each other where I'm staying at. And we all look at it the same way. Like, man, so.
Bro, but let me just say this. Let me just say this, brother. Sorry. No. I ain't stop you, but I want to say something. This is not about individual success. This is what we're talking about. Black people for our future, setting the stage. That's what we're talking about. Here in America, I always say, you can be a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a counselor, a politician, whatever. But we're talking about the masses of people. We're trying to set a stage for our future, for our children. That's what we're trying to do. That's all we're trying to do. That's what we're talking about here today. We have a lot of successful Black people doing well for themselves. Matter of fact, just about everybody on this panel is probably doing great. And I know they are. Ain't wanting for nothing. But that's what we're talking about. How can we lay down a blueprint and get something out of these politicians that's going to benefit the community, not just one organization or not just one person. Normally, this is who eats out of the community. The pastors, the preachers, the community activists, and maybe some of the businesses. They eat. The rest of the people, they gets nothing. Sarge, you can continue to talk. That's what I want to say that. I didn't want to cut you off, but I wanted to throw that out there so you know where we're coming from today. And we appreciate your individual success, but we're looking for a blueprint for our people that look like us to lift them out of that mentality, that poverty mindset in these areas. Because the poor people are going to always be with us, but we need to set the stage where we will not become last on the totem pole, if I may say that. Go ahead, brother. I saw. Go ahead.
Yeah, I understand. I understand you. Now, a stage can be set, but this is what can be done. A, B, C, D, and E. And everybody that does A, B, C, D, and E is going to make it to level G, right? Which is the green, the money, right?
No, well, but listen.
Oh.
Hold on, brother. We're not just talking about money, because you got money. Some people on here got money. We talking about power to create money. That's what we're talking about too as well. Not just the money, but power in politics. See, politicians have a right. They have power to make policy, to make things move or happen, good or bad. They have policies like the Jim Crow. You talked about the 60s and Malcolm. Back then, they had the Jim Crow. Those was policies written through politicians to oppress us. So what I'm saying is not just money, because remember, who controls the money and everything? So we need power too, brother. This is a power. Right now, what's happening in this city is a power struggle. That's what it is. We need power. We don't just need a Black face up there, but we need a Black face that's going to exercise power. That's all I'm saying. Make things happen. Make sure that we get the same resources that the North Side get. We get it on the South and the West Side. That's what we need, that power. That's it. We want to have the same opportunities as the other people on the other side of town, on the North Side. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Brother Sarge.
Okay, I understand that. That's been going on since back in the Al Capone days. Remember, Al Capone had the South Side, George Moran had the North Side. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You go into the history of that. But the thing is this, at the end of the day, this is just me talking.
Well, hurry up, man. I'm gonna give you about 2 or 3 more minutes, and I got to move on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is from observation.
Okay.
Okay. You know, ain't nobody gonna take care of your house better than you. Okay? Ain't nobody gonna clean your house better than you. Your house, your yard, everything you need to do for you. So if you depending on policies from another individual within one city in the United States, which that's why I say it's just like going back to the 60s in Chicago, the most advantageous thing for anyone to do is just uproot and leave and build elsewhere, which secures a future for your children and your grandchildren and so on and so forth. Just like our doggone elders that went on the Great Migration North so that they could provide better for us when we were children, because I'm a child of that great migrated family from the Jim Crow South up north. Okay, after that migration thing wasn't working, I uprooted and left myself. You see what I'm saying? And I've done the same for mine. Now, don't take this as a me thing, talk about my individual success. Just imagine if we all were more mobile and we got around and we did what we had to do for us as a whole. Like I said early in the conversation, Martin, everybody can't be the MVP on the team.
No.
Okay, there's no I in the word team.
Let me just say this. Let me just help you out a little bit, bro. Brother, first of all, if Martin Luther King had the same mentality what you're talking about, he could have reached all around the United States and make things happen, brother. Listen, some people don't have the means to get up and leave, like some of our parents did. My father was one that left the South, the deep South, to come here in Chicago and do his thing and hustle or whatever. But my point is to tell you, brother, we have to build where we at. Listen, Inglewood is predominantly black, nor Hispanic too. Why can't we pick?
Yeah, that's not it.
Okay, yeah, I know. Why can't we have a black alderman within the community come up from among us, know and advocate resources for us in the Inglewood community, and we paying our tax dollars, so we don't deserve none of that money that we paying into. We shouldn't get no return. We paying taxes. Here's Sister Doris said, you have the police department, $1.9 billion, and you have 50% police officers and 30% of Hispanics, I may have the numbers correct, and 20% black, and we represent the demographic of 30% in Chicago. Why can't we get 30%? Why can't them numbers reflect what we reflect in the population in the areas? And
that's how it should be.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Should reflect,
right.
Yeah, it should reflect the population of the cities they patrol. But what people need to understand is, if you read what
Sarge,
is the job of the police,
is
to protect the property
right.
and such.
I know, Sarge. I gotta go. I'm not finna go. I gotta get out of here, man. I've been on here 3 hours and 14 minutes.
I hear that, bro. I know you've been on here for a grip.
I got to get out of here tomorrow. I got you next time. I've been looking for you the last couple of days, but I've been missing you. You ain't came on, though. I called.
I had to DJ in Memphis, and I've been recuperating.
Okay.
He's too old for me to be out there in some DJ booth like I used to be.
Well, by the way, I seen one of you. Hey, I seen your face. I don't know how you look, but I heard your voice. So I had to rewind a little snippet that you was talking about one of the famous DJ. What was his name that died? The Deep House DJ. What is his name? You was talking about him on a little snippet.
Oh, you talking about Frankie Knuckles?
Frankie Knuckles. You was talking about him. He was one of the greatest DJs, you said. and I heard your voice on there. I was like, oh, I know that voice. That sounds like Sarge. Then I seen you. I said, okay, that's Sarge right there.
Oh yeah.
I seen you. I heard your voice first, but it was like a little snippet of your face. But appreciate you. I think is George still on here? George, you still here? George probably left, but all right. George, you still here? If not, I'm going out of here. Guys, I'm going. I appreciate y'all. It was wonderful. We had a wonderful discussion. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, George. I got 5 minutes for you, and I got to go. 5 minutes. Go ahead. I'm going to put you on the timer.
Okay. I don't know why you cut me off.
No, because.
Anyway, sir,
okay, go ahead.
Sir,
go ahead.
Let me get those 5 minutes. They're very important.
I got it.
To you and to me. The same paper that you're getting for the ones who's running from there, you can have that for your state representatives. You can have that for your senators, for your U.S. representatives. You can have it for your board of commissions. You can have the same thing for the aldermen. And another thing that you can do, that you can do is boycott, economic boycott. We have to go back to basics. We can hold our money and we can show them better than we can tell them.
I agree.
That's very effective economic boycott. So I listen to you, Doris, and I'm one of your fans. I've been following you for years when you advocate at the school. So we all have something to offer. And we can look at the past and we can plan for the future. Economic boycotts are very effective. Make every elected official, not only the mayor, but everyone will come under this. So we all must work together. Maybe I got a little heated and a little loud because the lady was talking about me using profanity and you use what you got to get what you want. And if it's cursing, fussing, boycotting, statistics, whatever. And what did I say?
You're right.
Necessary.
You're right.
By any means necessary. By any means, and you got something, you can hold on to your money. And we need to do that. So I think I got a little too loud and a little too hot for Martin. He had to cool it off. He said, George still, George is somebody, Martin is somebody, and we're all somebody.
Yes, we are.
We must use everything we got to get what we want. May God bless each one of you, and in return, you bless somebody else that's black. And I don't like Mays, but Mays Jackson say, what's in it for the black man? What's in it for me and you? And we must stay focused. And God bless each one of you. Goodbye.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, George. Hey, George, I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Brother Martin.
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Martin. Thank you so much for giving us time.
That's right. I enjoy you, because thank you guys so much, because I'm still learning. Y'all, most of the time I was quiet because I was learning, listening. I want to sit at the feet of elders and learn something. I'll sit at the feet of a teenager. If they can teach me something, I'll listen. I'm learning, people. I'm learning. Yeah. And George made a good point. He said the same thing we holding these the mayoral candidate we need to do for the state reps and all of them. And he's right. I never thought about it that way either. He's right.
And Martin, that's a part of it. We figured that in from day one. We said that from day one, though.
Yeah. And I also suggested to Sister Doris that we boycott CTA. That would be the biggest boycott that would shut this city down, and they will understand what we mean. Everything that George said, we already thought about it, and we appreciate it, all his input. All I'm saying is that instead of us being on here arguing back and forth at people that's trying to help, not hurt, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about all of that off air. We don't need to be on air arguing. That we don't need that.
That's right. Yeah. And we don't need to talk about people cursing and whatever. You do what you do and let me do what I do. And I love all of you.
Love you, George. Thank you, Mark.
That's right.
Hey, George. I know.
Don't come on my show using 4-letter words. But Now you gotta call a spade a spade and do nothing.
George, you know, I love you, dear. I love you, dear, George. I love you.
Thank you. And I love you too, Doris. God bless.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much.
All right, thank y'all so much.
All right.
All right, people. I'm good. Good night. I'm out of here. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Good night. I'm going. Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, Sarge, too. Thank you so much, Sarge.
What it is, live,
Uncut, unedited. Good night, everybody.
You already know what it is, live, uncut, unedited.
This is where we
Tell the truth
and what?
and shame the devil.
And don't forget,
I love being black.
don't you never forget.
I love being black.
Don't you forget.
I love being.
Don't you forget.
I love being black.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.